When I was doing time, I ran across a quote that said, life is not determined by what happens to us, but by how we respond to what happens. It resonated with me heavy, especially being that I was in prison, facing the greatest challenge of my life. But one thing's for certain, I didn't respond as a weakling. I responded in a way that transcended me when I came home. Again, life is not determined by what happens to us, but by how we respond. And we're going to dig into that, all right? But I'm with my host today.
Rick Blackbox Curry, author, paralegal, and owner of the Accused Federal Guide to Justice, LLC. And I want to also welcome you back to the 5th edition of the Stand On It podcast. And everybody who's been tuning in so far, I've been getting good reviews, and I hope you keep tuning in to this channel for more of the same kind of content. Appreciate it.
Most definitely. Subscribe and make sure you hit them notifications. Yeah, man, 5th episode, bro. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm glad to get this thing on the road like always. But one question, though.
What's up?
I see you done cut your beard, man. What's the story with that?
Yeah, man, I'm getting into my actor's life, man. I'm feeling real comfortable, but I got a new role. Yeah, I got a new role.
What's that?
I can't talk about it right now.
Okay.
We start filming in August. I will say it's a law enforcement role.
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of them lately, But yeah, I cut it for that reason. I may grow it back, I may not. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's good. What you been working on lately, bro?
Love everything. I just try to stay busy. I got a couple of cases that I'm looking at, but it's not good for a lot of people, because we probably pull that up, later. But it's a Supreme Court case that then they put one foot in the grave and one on the banana peel for a lot of dudes in the feds for the simple fact that they had the issues they was filing, and the Supreme Court made a decision on May the 28th, and they made a bad decision because that decision it took away a major avenue in the feds for a lot of defendants. But we'll get on that in a little bit.
Okay, well, most definitely. So let's get right into the culture, man.
Okay.
The subculture, let me be exact. So we got a video floating around of the incident with Pooh, Shisty, and Gucci Man. We talked about that in previous episodes, just from a legal standpoint. And it ain't looking good. You saw it?
Oh yeah, everybody's seen it. I've been watching the internet. It's on everything. TikTok is on Facebook, Instagram. Everybody's showing it's bad business,
So I'm saying, so being that you look at stuff from a legal standpoint, what advice would you, if you were representing him? I know you're a paralegal, but you know just as much as a lawyer. What advice would you give this man in this situation?
Him specifically, I would be looking for a plea for the simple fact that they already had a lot of evidence in this case as far as the text messages, the tracking devices, their phones gave them away. And then they had, the people who was involved also who's letting them know what happened. But now since this video leaked, I looked and seen how he was charged. Now I see it was kind of crazy because he's not charged with any gun charges as of right now. Don't mean they can't go back and supersede him, but he's charged with like 3 counts of the same thing, which is double. He's charged with conspiracy to commit kidnapping, extortion and conspiracy for extortion, and Hobbs Act and conspiracy. And see, people don't understand when the government charge you like that, they do that because if a jury can't find you guilty of the actual, could they find you guilty of the conspiracy?
Right.
Which means that you just got together and you conspire with other people. And if they get you for either one of them, the charge still carry about the same thing. It's just in Pooh Shiesty's situation, the kidnapping starts out at, it has a mandatory of life, a maximum. So he could get a life sentence. But now, don't get me wrong, it's based on the guidelines where he fall at. But relevant conduct, which I'll probably explain later too, will push it to that. So he actually have 6 charges, 3 of the same charges, but in a conspiracy form. So he's looking at a lot of time based on the kidnapping. Now, because the Hobbs Act and the Hobbs Act conspiracy and extortion conspiracy is 20 years. And the good thing about all those charges, they can be ran concurrent until the guns come in. Now, if he's superseded because he's a convicted felon, already. So he wasn't supposed to have a firearm. That used to carry prior to 10 years. Now it carries 15. The good thing about the 922G convicted felon firearm, it can be ran concurrent because the penalty phase come up under 924A. And now if he get charged with the 924C with having a crime of violence or a drug trafficking crime, he get 5 years for having a gun. He get 7 years for banishing the gun, and if it was discharged, 10, which has to be ran consecutive by law.
Well, it wasn't discharged, so
Well, discharge, you'd be looking at 5 for banishing. 5 for having it, or a 7 for banishing. That's not on the table right now. They can always go back and supersede it. So as of right now, Pooh Shisty has no gun charges.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, that tape is enough evidence to show a jury that he conspired or he actually done the act itself. So as of right now, I'll be trying to get him a plea. Because if you compare his case to like the guy that just got out who built French Montana, he got 75 years, he got to reduce, Max B. Okay, he wound up doing about 16, 17 years. He's out, he back in the game, he's doing even bigger things that he done before. You can compare him to a rapper back in the day around like in 1996. You had a rapper in the early 90s, Steady B, out of Philadelphia. He had a botched robbery, and the police got killed during the robbery. He been locked up ever since. He got life. So, this the scenario you're looking at. He can either do a life sentence or he can do some time. And if some come out later on while he doing his time, he might see some daylight and be home before he in his 50s.
So even with money and a nice money, lawyer.
Even if you get a good lawyer, it's not the lawyer that's going to sit on the jury. It's the jury itself. So the feds already, basically, they got the case beat because they got more evidence than they need.
Right.
Ain't nobody really broke loose on the case. They don't have to.
Right.
Because the victims was there. They know what happened. Then you got the video. Then you got like the evidence they had prior to that. His phone, the fact that he got on a house arrest ban, he wasn't supposed to leave out the state, and they ain't charged him with the guns yet. Now they don't have to charge him with the guns. If he plead guilty now, they won't be able to charge him with the guns. It's too late. So if he just went and say, I plead guilty tomorrow, the guns don't come in. Not every charge he got right now, they can run them all together. But if they supersede it and then let them play out, everything will be ran consecutive.
So I think what you were saying when they had kind of like 2 of the same charges, but it's 3 mainly, that's like a blanket indictment, basically,
Yeah,
that's what you will refer to as a blanket indictment?
Where
they basically just, they know they're going to find you guilty
on one or the other.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
and either one are going to carry the same amount of time.
Right, they did me like that. Just threw a blanket out there, basically knowing they was going to find me guilty on one. So let me ask you this. How important is the cooperation of Gucci Mane? Like say he back out and don't cooperate.
He don't have to cooperate. He don't have to do nothing. The case is done. That video, it kind of sealed his fate when it came to enough evidence. You know what I'm saying? He was there. He did everything they say he done. And a jury will convict him of it, and he will get more time. But like I say, right now is the best time to plead guilty, because if they haven't charged him, he plead guilty. If he just go to court tomorrow and just plead guilty or whatever day, it beats the government from superseding. You can only supersede when the charge is open. If they try to supersede him now, it's too late.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He done pled guilty already.
Yeah. So that's just basically a strategic move.
Yeah.
Damn, man, it's a crazy situation. But it's, I don't know what the move was filming it. Just from the outside looking in, I would just say he thought maybe that was like his evidence to case Gucci Mane tried to renege. But at the same time, I don't see why would somebody be filming somebody with a gun. That was crazy.
Yeah, but the thing about it, whoever leaked the video probably thought they was doing him a favor to show he stood on business. They don't know they helped him.
Well, I think the feds leaked the video because now it's like, that's evidence.
I don't know if the feds leaked the video, but whoever taped the video, I was thinking it was leaked by somebody.
Nah, the feds, they got the video by now. Yeah.
Okay, to show that, that he was standing on business and that's what he was about, but that was dumb. Yeah. Everybody taping himself now. You see the girl, they took the two pocketbooks, and she was on TikTok dancing with the pocketbooks on Spin That.
No.
Oh yeah, she had 2 pocketbooks worth about 40 million. 40,000. And what they wind up doing is that's how they caught on the TikTok video. Her daughters had stole a pocketbook a day before. So they find the pocketbooks on TikTok, and they link them back to her, who was also a pocketbook thief.
Hey, we in the new it's a new generation right here, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they crazy.
But listen, back to accusedjustice.com. We just want to apologize to some of the questions that haven't been answered on the last couple of episodes, but We're gonna answer at least one main important one today.
Okay.
So have you been checking them? You've been answering them?
Yeah.
So listen, if you got a question, if you got a loved one that's incarcerated, if you have a legal question, federal or state, make sure you hit accusedjustice.com, drop us or drop block box a legal question, and we're gonna try to get it answered right here. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But listen, we're gonna get into this real quick, and this is real important because I know you do a lot of these cases, man.
I did.
Right. So it's talking about the compassionate release. And it says someone wants to know, what are the requirements for compassionate release in the federal state system, and how do they actually apply? So basically, I don't know if they have I don't know the details of if they have a loved one or if this is them in the situation, but they're basically asking about the compassionate release.
Well, I got a lot of details with compassionate release. The compassionate release has been used for over 30 years, and the thing about it, at one time, the BOP director had to file it. But after the First Step Act, which was initiated for the simple fact that you had people in jail sick, dying, and everything else, no matter how much money they had, their lawyers couldn't file it, but the lawyers was filing it anyway, and it was been denied. So after Trump signed the First Step Act, which was actually on the table, same provision.
Slow down real quick. The First Step Act, right?
Yeah.
When was that signed?
That was passed in law 2018.
Okay, go ahead.
And when that was passed into law, it added certain provisions to the compassionate relief, which is under 18 USC 3582 C1. And under that provision, you had to have compelling reasonable circumstances to file a motion like that, extraordinary and compelling circumstances to file a reason like that. And it was only 3 at the time. Either you had to be terminally ill, or your family members had to be terminally ill, or you had to be 70 years or older and done so much of your time nonviolent, or you had to have a family member, a kid or something like that there, that nobody could take care of, whatever, and you can probably get out and you will be, able to take care of them.
Providers.
Provider. So you had 3 reasons. Those are the only main reasons. Well, after the First Step Act, they didn't just add the fact that you can file it on your own once you exhaust your administrative remedies. Your administrative remedies was you go to the warden over the prison and say, hey, I want you to ask the director of Bureau of Prison to file a motion for compassionate relief based on my sickness and this and that, and the third. But they added something to it after the First Step Act. They added the unusual lengthy sentence doctrine, and this doctrine allowed a judge to look at the fact that, okay, listen, this guy been in prison a long time. A new law came out 7 or 8 years ago while he was in prison, but the law was not retroactive. Retroactive means when they make a law, if they don't make it retroactive, it don't apply from that day forth. So the people coming in get it, and the people coming in, or the people who having not been sentenced or on direct appeal, they get the application of the law. But if you've been sitting in prison, you don't get nothing. So what they did, they said, well, that a lot of cases they don't make retroactive because it'd be like a watershed change in law. Everybody get it. So it put too many people out. Prison is business. So they can't let everybody out at the same time. So they don't make a lot of stuff retroactive. At the time I was in, they made three provisions that allowed people retroactively to get out of prison, and both of them was dealing with crack. And the last one was dealing with the all-drug 2-point minors. That's what took the life off me. And that's what gave me the 30 years. But the thing about it, it was retroactive. So you can file up on 18 U.S.C. 3582 C2. The C2 means retroactive amendments. The C1 means compassionate relief. So under compassionate relief, after the First Step Act, they allow you to file it once you exhaust your administrative remedies, meaning that you went to the warden. If the warden said yay or nay, 30 days had elapsed, you didn't have to say nothing. You at least show the court that, hey, I went to the warden and I asked him to do it. He said, no, I don't have to go no farther than that. I don't have to go to the courts nowhere else. So once you've done that, that gave the court jurisdiction to hear you out based on what you filed a compassionate relief. But this is a sad thing about it. Now, under the unusual sentence, the lengthy sentence doctrine, it allowed a person to go back and file anything that came out over the time they've been locked up. All the thing they had to do to show that the application of the law had the effect of changing the time. Your time disposition, and it can reduce it. If it can reduce it, a judge can say, okay, they said that rehabilitation alone could not be the only reason, but you can use rehabilitation as another means along with, the new laws or laws that wasn't retroactive or something like that. So a lot of people have been getting back. I got like several dudes back. I just got a dude home last year that had 40 years. I got him knocked off on the First Step Act on the 404B. Then I turned around and hit him again with the 924C stacking. And see, the thing with the stacking had been ruled on by the Supreme Court back in like 92. It was ruled on wrong, but nobody said anything about it. So what happened is Congress, I guess they had a change of heart and they put it out there and said, listen, y'all been doing it wrong for a long time. And y'all made that decision in 92 because a lot of people don't understand. The Supreme Court don't make the law, they interpret it. But when you look at a statute, statutes are made by Congress. And Congress, when you see somebody file something to the court and it's a discrepancy between every circuit, well, the Supreme Court take them and they line them back up in uniformity by making one decision that everybody have to follow, and they call that precedence. So what happened is they went, instead of correcting the Supreme Court, they went back and said that, you know what, them 25 extra years that y'all had been previously given out because somebody had 3 or 4 924Cs in their indictment, you gave them the 5, the 7, the 10 for the first one. But each additional one, you gave them 25 years. They said you weren't supposed to do that. But we ain't said nothing, but we saying something today. That changed. But guess what? It ain't retroactive. So you got dudes sitting in prison with like hundreds of years. They like, I had a son that had 136 years. He still got it. Right. But my thing is, if he got sentenced today, he don't get it. Because no matter how many counts he have in there, it's stated that it's not talking about how many counts in the indictment. It says that the 924C had to be a predicated offense.
So, yeah, I understand that, but the compassionate relief.
Okay, the compassionate relief. I'm giving the compassionate relief. Okay, the compassionate relief motions, this is the bad news. On May the 28th of 2026 this year, the Supreme Court was looking at cases, and it would deal with compassionate relief. So it dealt with the long sentence doctrine I was talking about. That if you file that the judge can look at non-retroactive stuff, look at new laws or whatever, and even if it wasn't your circuit and the judge wanted to give it to you because it did have the effect of changing the sentencing length, they can give it to you based on their sole discretion. Well, they took that out. It's dead. So now you got to go back to just being 70 years or older, or being sick or your family member being sick, or a child or somebody you have to take care of, whatever. Right. So you can use that now only. So now everybody who's waiting on relief for non-retroactivity based on the laws and stuff, they can't get nothing now. So the Supreme Court rescinded everything and said the First Step Act didn't have that kind of authority. So they took it from them. They didn't say Congress didn't give it to them. They just said that they just can't have it.
The compassionate relief?
Compassionate relief still stands, but you cannot file anything other than being 70 years old. Remember I just said that if new laws come out and if it didn't apply retroactive, you just file a compassionate relief. So the case is not retroactive, but it do apply. And the judge said, well, I'm going to give it to you. So basically it gave a judge broad authority to do whatever they wanted to do. Yeah, now they don't have that authority, so they can only go along with you being 70 years or older, or the other 2 or 3 measures that was limited for the whole 30, 40, almost 35, 40 years since it's been out in the guidelines. So that's the thing about compassionate relief. It's not good anymore if you got any issues outside of the 3 issues it was first promulgated with back in the day when the statute first come out. So it's dead.
So basically, whatever them 3 circumstances have to be like extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. Everything got to be extraordinary, you know what I'm saying? Compelling reasons to file it, but now it's back limited again. So it's not giving out broad relief.
And just to give some more advice to that person who wrote in, also, I don't know if it's you or if your loved one, but I know when you're doing time, shots like getting written up in prison, getting in trouble in prison, that don't help, because I know when you go, if you do get back and go back before the judge, they gonna look at that, right?
Yeah, they're gonna look at that for the simple fact, up under a guideline provision 3661, that's a provision that allows the judge to look at any information that can be used in the sentencing to show that the rehabilitation efforts was extraordinary or something like that. And what happened is a judge can give you less time than the guideline states. They can go under it, because based on the rehabilitation, you get less time. So when you go back, if you get a lot of shots and stuff, they can also not give you nothing. Even if the law applies to you, this is how crazy this is. If the law applies and the judge can give it to you, he can say, well, you caught about 7 shots for jacking, which is a 205, jacking off on female officers, or stabbing, or making wine and shit like that, excuse my language. But he can use that to just deny you the law itself. So that's how crazy it is for a law to apply to me, and you say, hey, since I gave you a life sentence, you caught about 30 shots, but yeah, you sent me to the worst prison in the nation, and I had to defend myself, and I had to do all kinds of stuff to keep dudes off of me. So yeah, I done that, but they'll say, well, since you've done that, you don't get any relief. And the law applies to you, and it's retroactive. But it says that a judge can deny you that relief based on your conduct in prison.
Right.
I said, that don't, and it's retroactive, meaning it does apply to your case. And it could get you the relief to either put you out the door or reduce your time so you go home sooner. A judge can say no based on your shots.
Right. So just to give some more advice, make sure you programming in there, doing what you got to do. If you know you got an appeal coming up, you got to do what you got to do. Stay out of trouble. And also, there was one more thing with the compassionate release with guys in there. Stay out of trouble. Oh, character letters, right?
Yeah, it's good to have character letters, which mean character letters or either support letters stating that when you do get out, that someone will have you a place to stay, will help you get jobs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Character letters show that you have matured and show rehabilitation, and that these type letters help a judge see that you do have family ties and some kind of communication with people outside that's going to help you and help you, be reiterated back in society. So it do help you have character letters and support letters when you file a motion like that.
Most definitely. So listen, make sure you head over to accusedjustice.com, drop your questions, and we make sure we try to get at you, man. How else can they get a consultation or something with you, bro?
Everything is on my website, accusedjustice.com. My phone number, my email, accuseme23@gmail.com. I also have this book out, Survival Guide for Those Facing Federal Charges. This is probably one of the best books in the nation that tell you everything you need to do step by step from the whole process of getting indicted, getting picked up and going to be arraigned and everything else. So it tell you everything you need to do if you don't have $60,000, $70,000 to pay a lawyer. This book give you the information and the knowledge to make a lawyer do everything you need to do to have a level of success. So you can try to get your time down, get the charges down, and do something where you can barter and try to get a plea that's going to be reasonable than just paying $20,000 and getting a plea anyway. That save money. You get a public defender, and this book going to tell them to do everything they're supposed to do legally.
That's right. Versus going in there and you don't know nothing and you just, hoping and wishing on them.
Yeah.
But listen, with that, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. Listen, and we back. Listen, so we getting into the topic, and we got two powerful brothers that's going to help us unpack this, man. We going to dive right into it, bruh. We got two brothers, two co-owners of one of the premier lounges in Metro Atlanta area, more so the South Side. The two co-owners of Perfect Blendz Barber Lounge. We have Mario Houston and Crick the Barber. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Listen. I can't help but to, I always tell people this first season is really about people that we know and that we done touch base with and that we respect. You feel me?
Right.
Also, people that have a story to tell. And Crick is my barber. He keep me sharp, but he has a tremendous hustle and a tremendous story to tell, and I couldn't help but bring these brothers on and share their story, man. Just to give the people a little bit of insight and how we say on the yard, where y'all from, man?
Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, East Cleveland, though. Really, it's on the east side, but it's its own little city within the city. You know what I mean?
So Ohio considered the Midwest.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Me, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from Mechanicsville, the Mechanicsville part of Atlanta. That's the west side. That's the, what we consider the trenches. That's like the rough side of Atlanta. Like you made mention, where we at now, we on the south side of that metro part, which is pretty much like the suburb, man, where we can, that's like the place where people go to when they come from the hood. They go out to like that south side part to, raise their family, keep things kosher. Yeah.
That's what's up. So, just a thought came to the mind when I said that's the Midwest. I already knew that was the Midwest.
Right.
One thing about the feds, and the feds definitely teach you about your geographical areas. You get what I'm saying, of the United States. Because one thing about the feds is you with people from every state, not only every state, you got people from other countries. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
So you got the Islanders, you got Jamaicans, you got people from Europe, and you got people from every state in the United States.
In the feds.
In the feds. And then you have cars.
I heard about that.
Quick story, right? I'm fresh in prison. So this is, I get there, we get there late. So when we get there, we lock down. That next morning, breakfast. So I ain't get to holler at nobody, prior to me waking up. So when I woke up, they popped the doors. I'm seeing them, so I, go to chow, which is breakfast. So when I go to breakfast, I know about what was told to me about the feds, in the counties. You know how people done been to the feds and they give you the game. But this the part I forgot. So when I get my tray, I see some white boys table, I see some Migos table, so I see some blacks table. I just sit down.
Right.
Sitting down. Actually, I did holler at one dude when I went in there. Dude named Big, but it was like quick, and then we locked down. He just knew where I was from. From Carolina, all right, I'll holler at you in the morning. Blah blah blah. So I sit down. I don't know which table I sit down at. Right. So I'm eating. Dude come up to me. He didn't say nothing at first. He just come. He looked at me. You know how dude give you a look like, who is you? And when he just walked off, but I'm kind of like peripheral watching him. See him go holler at his partner at the end of the table. Because the table ain't even filled yet. It's like, you could tell it's getting filled though, but they at this end, I just sit down right here. So dude come back and was like, yo, homie, like, where you from? And I looked, I said, Carolina. And he's like, oh, he said, your homie sit over there. And then he pointed to a table over there. So I looked and I was like, all right, start eating my food. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
you gotta set the
this
tone.
Is the perception I had of it, and I already knew that okay, this nigga trying me type shit. So so I'm like, so he kind of looked at me and saw I wasn't moving. He go back down there, holler at his partner. So his partner come, and now it's both of them standing over me, and then Big, which is the dude that was in my unit, he came up and was like, hey, we sit over here. You know what I'm saying? So I got my tray, kind of looked at them, went over there. He was just like, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. He just gave me the quick politics. And from that one move, he knew I ain't been in the feds big. I'm talking about big. He knew, and they probably knew too.
Yeah.
And when you said, but that was a Midwest table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Midwest table. But one thing I did do, especially in my first, the second prison I went to, which was Beckley, West Virginia, was them Akron, Ohio dude. Yeah, the Akron, I was around a lot of them, man. Yeah. Beckley had a stronghold of Midwest, Chicago. I mean, all over, but them.
That's their home. They close to home.
Right.
It's sad though. We come in like that. So y'all did state time, right? The feds is different. The feds, like, dudes come in and they want to know where you're from before they do anything for you. But the Mexicans and the white boys, they don't do that because Mexicans, they already know can't be on the same compound. They got so many Mexican gangs that before you come on the compound, they look and say, oh, you such and such. If you go out there, you might die. So don't go out there. Wait, we'll block you down. Another bus will come. You weren't even supposed to come here. But the ones who do come out, when they see them,
that is true.
They just want to know what part they from, just so they can show some homeboys and then they can check on them, make sure they're straight. But they give them everything they want off the rip.
Yeah.
You ain't got they give you a knife, they give you food, everything. But when you black and you come in, you got to state where you from, so that people can push you to. They ain't gonna give you nothing.
Yeah, dudes ain't gonna give you nothing.
I mean, they don't care.
Your homeboys though.
Your homeboys gonna look out for you, but blacks don't look out for blacks. They look out for where you from. So that's the first thing we do, man. But you see, we got numbers on our shirts from where we from, and laundry already know who coming because they get a list. So they're like, yeah, you just got in last night. You got a such and such number. So you from, because you got 3 districts in every state. So they're gonna know what part of Ohio you from anyway. Because every state except South Carolina and DC got the same numbers. Everywhere's got 3 numbers per state. You know what I'm saying? That's the sad thing about the feds.
That's crazy.
We don't care nothing about each other. We care about where you from. That's the only kind of thing. That's sad.
And I'm gonna say too, though, it's like that in the state, though, man. I always said when we, do reminisce about it and speak on it, it was pretty much like when you can have a white guy come into the camp. If he come into the camp, all the other white guys, they gonna go and greet him. Hey, man, where you from? What you got? They gonna let him know where the bunk at, where he need to be at, all of that. You got a Hispanic A Mexican, they may come in, man. Them Mexicans, they gonna come greet him at the door and pick him up and take him to the bed. You see what I'm saying? And take him to his bunk. Man, you got a black person come in, bro. As soon as we come in, we'll come at the door, everybody watching just to see what we got in our bag. They want to see, oh, he got some commodity this. What camp he came from. I want to see what he got. Ain't nobody telling us where we need to go. Everybody looking at us like they hating on us, like they already ready to get us. And like you said, man, that's just sad, just as, you know, a people. You know what I'm saying, man? For us to just move like that.
No matter where you from, you black and you in the same situation I'm in, why don't you just look out for me?
That's it.
As long as you know I ain't told nobody.
There you go.
They don't do that. They don't. If you ain't told nobody, they still ain't gonna look out for you.
I mean, we can, you know, it's a psychology and it's some politics and it's definitely a psychology
Sad though
about that. And I think one of the main thing is trust. The trust factor amongst black men has been broken down
all the way.
And that has been by design. You get what I'm saying? But it has just been broken down, bro. It's like we don't trust each other. You feel me?
No.
Like I remember, bro, dude, like even in my bed, bro, like, dude, I used to let the homies go holler at who because I didn't like messing with hot dudes. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, like go vet them for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to waste my time getting to holler at you and then I got to cut you off. You feel what I'm saying? So I even have to admit that I even embrace some of that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's unfortunate because you see other races that support each other. Now, don't get me wrong. Once they get some paperwork back now, they'll run the Mexicans and them white boys. They'll run them boys off too after they get some facts too. I've seen that too.
Some of them don't run them. They hurt them up.
Well,
first.
yeah.
Now the blacks. That's one thing I say about the blacks. 90% of them in their feds, except DC, they'll let you go on in. Now, if you don't went to the commissary, you got stuff and everything, you got to leave it because you wasn't supposed to come out there. You took a chance of coming out there. Now we know who you are. Now you can't take nothing with you. They might slap the hell out you or something like that. But other than they ain't going to put their hands on you. They're going to say, just go ahead and leave, bro. You know you weren't supposed to come out here.
Right.
But them Mexicans, you might not make it. If they know and they find out you, they probably going to put the knife in you a couple of times. Yeah. And then you might make it, you might not.
Yeah, it'd be like that. But getting back into y'all story, we kind of dove off in that prison like quick,
right.
You know, but this, you know, we touch on them topics in here. But one thing, man, I just want to congratulate all y'all brothers, bro, because I all of us have a story to tell. All of us being behind that wall and look where we at now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Congratulations to you too, though.
Thank you, bro. And I'm a testament for each one of y'all, man, that y'all are successful in y'all own right, and y'all always motivate me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, it's a pleasure just to be around y'all and to see know where we came from and know where we at and where we going. So kind of like getting back into y'all background, right? Y'all from two different geographical areas. We got the A, which is the South, the Mecca of the South, actually, and then we got the Midwest. You know, we all go through kind of similar things because the hood, I ain't gonna say y'all from the hood, but I kind of know y'all. So the hood produces some of the same characteristics that we can see, that's universal. You know what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of times, you know, you got the single mother households. We'll get into y'all stories, but you know, there's a lot of similarities. No matter what part of the country you from, it could be from LA and New York. You got a child kind of going through the same things, but there are those cultural differences. So coming up in the A, man, how did that kind of mold who you were and your hustle?
Well, personally, man, I came from, you know, a family, man, with six siblings. Well, my mom had 6 kids. Well, she had 7. One of my brothers, he died Creyv death. You know, so it left us with like 6 of us. And but you know, that time, you know, I was born in '79. So, you know, now that's when that crack in the '80s, that's when that crack thing kicked in. So that really put my mom in a situation where not just my mom, but it was my mom, dad, auntie, uncles, everybody on crack. Like everybody on crack. So, you know, the people, they was forced to come and take us from my mom because she wasn't doing what she's supposed to be doing with her kids. So we were about to go to DFACS. But my grandmother on my dad's side and my grandmother on my mom's side, them two, they stepped in. It's something about them women, man. You know, people always try to tear them down, but them women, man, they know how to hold the fort. So my grandmother, both of the grandmother, one of them took the 4 boys in. The other one, she took the 2 girls in, you know, to keep us from going to defects and being in foster care, you know. So that really just, you know, I feel like that's what, you know, molded me because I was able to see what was going on. And at that time, I was about 6, 7 years old, you know, and man, it was kind of rough though. But when I got to the concept of just understanding as a child, growing up, dealing with all this trouble stuff and seeing I don't have this and I do have that, me thinking that it was normal. You know, when I grew up in the hood, it was like a normal thing. So, but when I moved with my grandmother, I'm like, hold on, this is different. You know, we bathing every night now. You know what I'm saying? We eating every night. You know, we got on clean clothes every night. But where I came from, it was more like, boy, you look at that tub, you got crabs, you got, man, we came from a rough area, you know? So, but my grandma, man, she really instilled that concept in us. But, you know, we were so much of the hood, and she just got so tired of us after so many, about 4 years, man. About 3 years, 4 years. And that's when she said, nah, I can't keep dealing with y'all. Y'all gonna make me kill y'all or whatever. So she made us go back to Mechanicsville. And when I was about 9, 10 years old, went back to the Ville, and that's when I just really seen life for what it was in the streets, man. I had to fend for myself. So from that point on, I really been taking care of myself. Mom wasn't there. Pop wasn't there. You know, I remember going to my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, you know, well, because we went to Mechanicsville where my mother was, who had the girls. See, my dad and mom had the boys. So she said, "Now I'm sending y'all back to y'all people because that's what y'all want."
That's
y'all
how they
so
do that back then. They communicated. You take that,
yeah. So she was like, "No, y'all too much of the streets." And she said, "I'm not finna kill myself or kill one of y'all." So she said, "I'm sending y'all back to y'all mama." So when she sent us back over there, man, it was rough. So I remember, you know, when school had kicked back in, I was about 11 years old. Told my grandma, I said, "Hey, Grandma, I need some school clothes. You know, we're going back to school. I need some school clothes." She said, "Who?" She said, "Boy, I ain't got no money. You better go out here and get it like the other little boy getting it." And that's what trickled it. So when I seen it, I said, okay, you know, my mom, she was already crackhead. She's smoking. She don't care. She'll help me. She's stealing from me. So I was like, hey, Mom, I need to get a, grandma told me I need to get out here on the block and make it happen. She said, okay, I'm going to show you what you do. She said, you get you up $25. She said, I'm going to show you what you do. You give me 5 of them, and we're going to take the other 20. We're going to go get 2 breakdown dimes, and you're going to break them down, and you're going to sell them for $5 a piece, and you're going to re-up that way. You know, you double your money, you re-up.
Right.
But she always taught me that you always keep me some money to the side because you got to pay me for showing you the game. So she became the one that was helping me run my customers and doing all that, you know. So it was rough, you know what I'm saying, not understanding it then. Right. But now just looking back at that, man, oh, man, that was rough. So that's what got me into me being able to just fend for myself. You know, I never really had no help from nobody else. I always just know to just do it myself. I don't ask nobody for nothing because I don't want to get the way you better get it like the. I already know that. I already heard that. So I know I can get it.
Something that was instilled.
It was instilled,
you know? And it's funny you say that, man, because those type of experience will birth a month. I'm using this term, but then we're gonna use this term in a good way. It'll birth a monster, man.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It'll birth. I had a similar experience, but we're gonna touch on that. But I want to hear kind of your experience because you came.
We twins basically. Except for it wasn't so when I'm in my younger years, like my 9, 10 years old. I was really a spoiled kid then. Like no lie, like it got rougher for me once it was like my mother started getting with the wrong dudes. You know what I mean? And they'd get her on that. She like my mother told me, she like, you know, I tried it. We all tried crack. I just got addicted to it. She like your aunties and everybody tried it. It wasn't just me. So she now she telling me everybody, if I go there, I'm taking everybody.
Right.
So, but yeah, she was talking. So it really had hit me, got bad for me when I was probably like 13, 14. My mother get locked up, and like you say, my auntie took advantage of the Section 8 my mama had. Her kids moved in with us. So it'll be like that. So all the time I'm growing up, it's my mother and my auntie.
Right.
With my mama kids and my cousins. So now everybody in the streets think we are brothers and sisters. Yeah. So it got bad for me around that time. By the time I was 14, 15, I was knee deep in the streets. Yeah, I was knee deep. And my cousin, the one that got me in the streets, I thought he was everything. Like, I'm like, man, this dude fresh. Like, he the guy. So I'm like, what I do? What I'm supposed to do?
Right.
I'm like, I just want to spend the night at your house. He's like, come on. And I'm just watching. He said, I'm going to give it to you. I'm listening to him. Man, this dude had me walking. I'm talking about, Cleveland got snow up.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm putting on that coat with the fur around the hood. Super Timbs. I'm 14, 15 years old. A bag with the triple beam in it with an ounce.
Out there.
I'm talking about I'm out here, bro. I'm walking miles because then they call me for $20. I'm going to get that. And it was to the point where I had to start taking care of my little brother. My mother getting high. She done moved to Detroit with her dude. Left him with me. No, I'm going to take that back. She took my brother with her. My brother called me. I want to come home. I said, damn, how I'm going to do that? You know what I'm saying? I was at this point, I'm around about 16, 17. I'm like, how I'm going to do that?
Right.
I'm like, man, I said, put her on the phone. I said, man, send me my brother. Put him on the bus. I went down there, picked him up on Chester at the Greyhound. Put him in high school. I was in the streets. I put him in school, and we was cool.
And that was your responsibility at that point.
Yeah, he lived with me.
Man, it's so funny, bro, that because I never knew some of y'all those unique experiences from both of y'all, but it's so similar because you 79, right? I'm 80. That was the crack. That was the beginning of you see what I'm saying? Like when I was my youth, I grew up I moved around like constantly, man. Like everybody used to be like, when they asked me how many schools I went to, they'd be like, your parents was in the military? Nah. My mom was just one of them people that she was like, I ain't with this South stuff. So she went to Cali, Atlanta. She just bounced back and forth. I literally never went to a school a full year until I got to high school when my mom got married and settled down.
Yeah.
But it was something that was so one of my favorite movies is Menace to Society, right?
Yeah.
Because that scene where Kane woke up and they was having a party in his house right before his stepdad shot the dude. Like that was me in my household.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like that era. And then when we say like how we smoked weed back then, crack was that back then.
Oh yeah, everybody
party drug.
Cool.
It was the party drug.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like when I got to high school and my mom settled down and I got around my partners who was hustling, I'm like, because I already know y'all background. Like y'all went to church. A lot of y'all was in church. Y'all think I got it good. You feel what I'm saying now? But y'all don't know what the fuck I done seen. Like all this shit, this crack house shit. I done.
I'm talking about sleeping.
I seen that shit since I was little, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
trying to get away from it.
Right. Before we moved back from the West Coast to the South, and I never probably shared this to a lot of people. Our house got raided. Like my mom went to prison. And like I was in Cali by myself because my sister had already went back to Florida with my pops because her and my mom was beefing. She done went back, and I think by that time she was 12. I'm like 11. Kicked in. I come back home, door boarded up, and everybody in the apartment's like, yeah, they locked up. So I guess my mom had somebody looking for me to take me with them because they didn't want the people to come pick me up. But I'm like, I ain't going with them. You feel me? So listen, I'm out there 2 weeks by myself, bro. The only time I could talk to my mom was like, I might go to one of my friends' house and she may have called there and she begged me like, go to this one friend house. And I went to that, the lady house. She took me in and shit. And then make a long story short, I ended up moving back down south. And my mom ended up getting out, get back on track and, finally, meet my step pop, settle down, so that's all the past.
Right.
But, I still got all the memories. And I always said that I would never engage in selling like hard drugs based off what I seen growing up. Mm-hmm. But circumstances and shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But kind of back to y'all, and we kind of share that, and I'm pretty sure you got a story that can kind of align with what we talking about as well, right?
Not really. Mine's different. I do have one, but it's like I had choices. I didn't have to do it. You know what I mean? My family was in the game, and I had choices to go to school and do things different. I didn't like getting high for one thing. I was smoking a little weed in the 6th to the 8th grade, but dudes I was hanging with in the drill team and everything else, they started snorting powder. From there, once I seen that, I like,
because you from Coconut Grove,
yeah,
Miami.
Grove. Yeah, so I stopped smoking weed in the 8th grade and haven't smoked none since. I don't knock it though. The thing about it is just I seen people elevating, and I seen them going from one drug to the next, and I said, you know what, I can stop right here.
Right.
And they kept on going till they got on crack and everything else. I stopped. I was probably one of the only dudes on the corner when I do go up there to sell crack. Didn't have to be up there because I could have did something else. But I would sell dope, and if somebody come up pregnant, I wouldn't sell to them. If somebody came up and they was a kid, and I knew they wasn't supposed to be smoking no crack, I wouldn't sell to them. So I tried to have morals and values, even in the game, enough not to sell crack to certain people. Right, and people motherfuckers, man, you can't do that. You ain't gonna make no money. I said, you're right. And I started going out of town. And now I can go make all the money, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I started going out of town. Now I can take an ounce for $4.50 and go out of town and sell a whole ounce for $1,300. So I mean, because I couldn't make money like that, because I tried to have morals and values and do things that other people wouldn't do. So yeah, from now on I hit the road. I've been to Columbus, Charleston, everywhere else. That's why I hit the road, because that way I can I set the standards and I do what I want to do. Right. You know what I mean? So that was different. I know it was way more money. You know what I mean? So but I was never put in a position where I just had to do it, or I was in the like, how y'all went through it. It's different for me. You know what I'm saying? I went to a white school, and predominantly white, high school and senior high, right behind the University of Miami, right across from the University of Miami. So I didn't have to do what I was doing. I did what I was doing because it was easy, and it was easy to get, product. It was easy to go out of town. So everything, it was like walking the park. So I didn't see a lot of hard times like that. Right. And then where I lived at, we was only 5 blocks one way, 6 the other. So I could take an ounce and break it down and make $3,000 off it, when other people in Miami couldn't. Because I was in the Grove, and the Grove had a bunch of rich white people. You know what I'm saying? So I can juggle right there. Everybody can just juggle right there. So I decided to just go out of town. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't have to. Right. Yeah, let me go ahead.
Nah, it's funny because he got a book about his life. And man, it's
real.
It's real.
It's based on my life story right here.
Like how you found the bricks inside the car when you was working at the spot. But that's another story. That's another story. But
wow.
So that's Miami though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you gotta do people just find this stuff.
Yeah, buddy. I wish I'd found me something when I was in Miami.
Man, so what I'm hearing is especially with you, Mario. At some point, you too, because you took on the responsibility of taking care of another. You get what I'm saying? The game, life was on y'all at a young age. At some point, man, and the environments and these circumstances. This is what like juries, judges, and prosecutors really either they understand or they don't care to understand. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I believe.
Like when this would get me about our country. Is you have other races of people come in, especially for drug related, and then they get drug treatments. A lot of these stuff that they allocate money towards, like these drug treatments, are for other races, but then they penalize us
for everything
on top of already seeing certain circumstances,
right?
Because all it would take is you got a prosecutor, put a counselor with that prosecutor, get to understand a little bit about this person.
They don't do that.
You feel what I'm saying? But they're not gonna do that because prison now is a business.
It's a business.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm hearing is a lot of responsibility, dropped on y'all lap. What shows you, and then you already had limited. Because we don't have no diploma at the time. We don't have no job at the time. We don't have no legitimate income. this is what eventually, I guess, led y'all to prison. So getting into maybe before prison, and what transpired to the point where now I'm facing a charge? You know, was it the question is, was it like you got hit with a charge and boom, I got time, or was it the little slaps on the wrist and then boom?
So with me personally, like I wasn't I didn't like the selling the dope and doing all that. So like, you know, my bro Crick, he probably had, a whole different level. Like he probably getting bread. Me, I was just trying to maintain. You get what I'm saying? I just need, hey man, I need me some clothes. I need to make sure my little brother them got some food. So I was flipping money that way. You know what I'm saying? So I never made it no career. Cause my thing, when I turned 11, I was cutting hair. I don't got into, I wanted to do that, man. I started cutting my own hair and I just went from there. So that's what motivated me, where I really didn't have to do too much of the selling the dope. You know what I'm saying? And then I was working. When I got of age, I was able to do a little working and stuff like that. So I really was never into the streets like that. What led me to the prison concept is, like I say, I was working at Captain D's, you know what I'm saying? And I had got married and everything, man. But my ex-wife, she had you know how marriage is, you have issues. Me and her had messed around and separated. And in the midst of the separation, she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing, but then we decided to reconcile. And in the midst of the reconciliation, we tried to come back together, but when she's supposed to have been cutting it off with whoever she was dealing with, but the guy threatened her and said, "No, you can't do that." So I didn't know none of this. So my thing is, I'm working at Captain D's, but now my wife, she don't jump out the bedroom window, don't crush her ankle while I'm at work. And I'm like, whoa, well, and she's saying, yes, I heard the alarm in the house go off. So I thought somebody was trying to break in the house. That's what she told me. So now she's not working. I'm working at Captain D's, doing a little bit that I can do. Now money getting scarce. You know what I'm saying? Now we need this, we need that. So I'm like, man, my wife, we was fussing. She told him, boy, we shout. You the man of the house. You need to go get it.
Right.
And me, I'm from the street, though. But I stopped selling the dope. So I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? I can go ahead and go back to Mechanicsville real quick, get me a little dope. And then when I did think about that, my mom was over there. My mom said, boy, don't come over here with that junk. The police, they jumping out of the trees. They jumping out of houses. You don't want to get caught up in that.
This one when the Red Dogs was here.
Red Dog. That's when all the Reebok. All them boys was out there.
Right.
So I understood that, and I did not want to get caught up in that. So I said, I'm chilling. So something led me, man. I said, you know what? Let me go slide by Captain D, get me something to eat. One day I was just going by to get me something to eat. Pull up. The manager said, hey, let me holler at you. So now, mind you, I used to work there, but I had stopped working there because I started working at the warehouse. I had just stopped, so I working there once. So probably like a couple months don't went by. So I slide by, get me some free food, But the manager said, hey, man, let me holler at you, man. You want to? So I'm like, yeah, what's up? Pulled me to the side. Like, hey. He said, man, I'm so sick and tired of these folks up here, man. You want to make some money? I'm like, what you talking about? He said, man, I'm going to save up all the money all week. I'm just going to save it in the safe. He said, because they got me working from open to close 7 days. He said, I ain't going for that, man. He said, so, man, we going to get this money. So I'm like, what you need me to do? He was like, hey, I'm going to save the money. He said, you come in on a Friday. You just come in, have your pistol, or just act like you robbing me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nigga, that's easy,
Right.
Man, I went and did it. Got my brother. Because I know I ain't really had the heart to really just act crazy like that. But if I get me somebody, they gonna real.
Yeah.
And one of my brothers, man, he was with it. And see, my brother was still in the street. You know what I'm saying? He with it. I wasn't in the street. I had got married. I'm staying out there in Ellenwood. I'm cooling. You feel what I'm saying? So man, him went there and we did it. We supposed to kick in the door. But when I go to kick in the door bust wide open. Because it was unlocked. It's supposed to be locked. It's after hours.
Right.
So we go in and do what we do, man. It was just a lot of little stuff that wasn't right. That's supposed to be that had supposed to be right. That's what got me cased up. You know, the dude, he turned state on me. So we got away. We got the bread. Me and my brother, we got away about like a week or so. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. Then that thing, you know, me and my older brother, you know, we did music. So we was out in Biloxi doing shows, you know, rapping. And I had got a call from my ex-wife, like, hey, these folks just kicked in my door, talking about they looking for you for armed robbery. And I'm like, what? I'm like, man, them folk don't man. So I said, nah, when I came back that Monday, I went down there to holler at them folk, man. I said, nah, let me go clear my name up.
Right.
I hadn't hit street no more. I did.
What I'm saying, though. So let me ask you this, though, bro.
Dude asked you to do the rob. He the one turned state.
He turned state on me.
So I'm saying, though, when your wife told you they came looking for you, though, you told me, I ain't looking for me. They ain't looking for me. You know what I mean, man? Then you hung up the phone and she was like, ain't this a bitch?
Yes, man. Listen. So the reason why I was in that mode, bro, because, you know, when me and my bro, we went in, we actually was like disguised real good. You know what I'm saying? I had on big back. I was skinny nigga. So I had on big old baggy clothes as if I was fat. You know what I'm saying? We had on the ski masks. We had on hats and all that. So we really were disguising ourselves.
Right.
So my thing, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know that the dude told turn state. So why would they come to my house? No, they came to my house because he had them turn state already. You know what I'm saying? If he had them told, then they wouldn't become so. That's why I'm like,
yeah, they don't put that. They don't put
but
that
like
pressure.
you said, well, I'm like, God. And then my brother, I could have talked to Mankey, you know, because Mankey was in the streets. Like, he's like 4 years older than me. So Mankey knew about that stuff, but I was just so much into, no, they ain't looking for me. I ain't even tell them. So what I did, I said, man, them folks talking about they kick. My wife said, them folks kicked in my door looking for me for armed robbery. He's like, you armed robbery? Boy, them folks tripping. See, he ain't even know nothing about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I caught up in it, did he?
Oh, no. It was one of my other brothers. My brother that was younger than me. You know, they was hungry, man. They wanted it.
So you just went down by yourself then?
No, both of us.
Oh, the dude know. Okay, yeah. That's
I'm
what
saying, me and my brother. I had my brother. Yeah, me and him went down, and the dude, he did like 6 months because he turned state.
Okay.
Yeah, they only gave him like 6 months.
Yeah. So when before you got in, you was cutting before that. You had that. You had already started sharpening your craft. But I got a question for you.
No, you went to prison and cleaned up.
What about you? Before you, what kind of led you through that door?
Man, I was being locked up from juvie all the way up, but it was when I was getting locked up for juvenile and juvie, it was more so fighting and stuff like that. We had jump niggas and all that shit. We was on some trash. And when I started hustling, I got called for juvie and for hustling too. I did like 9 months in juvenile. And then every time I got locked up, it was for drugs. Every time.
Do juvie prep you for prison like they say?
Yeah.
They do? Because I never went to juvie. I miss all that.
And I was in juvenile, man. Juvie was worse than the county, bro.
I heard them juvies.
If you went in juvie, my nigga, that was gladiator school.
And then you run into the same people from juvie when you get to the men's prison. Say, yeah, we was in juvie together.
Yep, I seen a lot of them.
You know what's so crazy? They say that you know, I love reptiles. They a baby poison venomous snake is way more dangerous than an adult venomous snake. Why? Because a baby venomous snake can't control its venom, right? Adult, they just know they just need a little bit to kill whatever they, you know. And what I notice is the youth are similar. I remember I used to go see one of my partners when he was in juvie. Well, two of them. Before I ever did a bid, I'm one of them partners. I used to go travel, see my partners, right? Two of them was in juvie. And these two juvenile prisons in North Carolina was like two of the most, you know, Creyv, you know, and I'm in the visiting room, they just telling me all these stories. And I'm like, and then not only that, the first prison or the second prison I went to a USP, my initial, when I first went to prison, and then they reclassified me, sent me to a medium high, which was Beckley, West Virginia, right? In Beckley, West Virginia, they sent a lot of young, wild, violent dudes there for some reason. But they had a program called the Brave program, but then nobody make it out there, motherfucker. I graduated from it, but then nobody make it out there. But they sent dudes there to this Brave program for that. But these dudes
never made it.
They never made it, so they'll get kicked out, but they'll stay on the pound. So I'm talking about like the Midwest was a stronghold there. They was deep. But North Carolina was deep. South Carolina, it wasn't a lot of South Carolina. So, we rolled with man, them young dudes, boy, let me tell you, I was young too coming in there. So, I had to put the mask on with them. You feel me? Because that's the type of environment it was. And then I realized when I went to different prisons where it wasn't the majority of just young cats, it was kind of, don't get me wrong, it was still violent, but, it was more civil. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have dudes that are really, that's what shot callers are for. Shot callers are, sometimes they there for a reason to...
Right.
Hold on, let's squash this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no shot caller, but I did squash a lot of shit. People coming to me like, okay, I know him. Let me go ahead, put this. So, what's one of the greatest things y'all learned from prison, though?
For me, I would probably say I learned a lot from prison, man. But one thing I observed when I was in prison that I really didn't like, that made me change a few things about how I dealt with people. I seen a lot of people picking shots, like preying on the weak, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't care about that at first. Like, I was just like, they ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I started having to be sort of like the shot caller. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm talking about, bro, it was this one white dude in there named Cotton. He was had a mental problem. But everybody messed with dude. You know what I'm saying? Bro, the young gunners coming in, they taking this shit, fucking with him. Man, we at the poker table, bro. We kicking it late night. Everybody been to the stove. Yeah, we kicking it.
Right.
Man, I hear this white boy call my name so loud, my nigga. Crick. So I'm talking about everybody like, fuck going on? So now 3 or 4 of us go back on his side. We in an open dorm.
Right.
So we go on his side. Man, they got this white boy cornered up. He cornered. Big, black, big, ugly nigga too. But in my head, I know these niggas can't fight. You can't fight, my nigga. That's why you picking with this nigga.
Right.
Long story short, bro, we dead at that. But me seeing that type of stuff made that changed how I looked at shit. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't like certain shit now. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. There's a certain inhumaneness that comes with in prison. Why? Because I think when you put men in an unnatural environment, certain things go fucked up with certain dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some crazy, we know it's some crazy shit going on in prison and, shit that we can't even fix our mind around. But it's the environment, bro. You put men in an unnatural environment. You see what I'm saying? And then after a while, you're gonna get things. Stuff happens that's basically go against what the norm. You get what I'm saying?
And you sit there like.
Yeah, like just imagine like for example, just the hole, for example. Y'all ever been to the hole? You know what that does to your mind? I when I saw dudes go crazy was in the hole.
Yeah.
But then you'll see certain dudes that you like say you never been, you just meet him on a pound and you be like, he ain't rap tight. And then you probably heard like, yeah, dude stay in the hole, he been in the hole. I done seen the hole break people, bro.
Me too. I was in the hole for the most. I did 63 days straight.
63. I did 8 months, the longest I did.
My nigga. Cooked me. And it'd be so quiet in there. You can hear
your thoughts.
You can hear everything. Like you can hear sound waves, bro. It'd be that quiet. Like you can hear. It's like you can hear it going through that, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject, but I was like saying that he went to prison cutting hair. So, that's a skill in prison. You can go anywhere as long as you just some clippers. So you was in a barber shop when you went to prison, you just cut hair in the unit?
Basically, they had me in the unit first because I didn't have no license, and they had it where it was structured.
You had a license in state prison?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my
Where I was at, they had it where you had to have license if you gonna work in the barbershop in the prison. So, but what it was that I had got so good with that comb and razor though, like for real, I actually got so good with the comb and razor. Where they was like, you know what, we need him in here.
Yeah.
So they actually put me in there, and then that's when I started, just being.
I was cutting before. Yeah, I had a shop and everything when I got locked up.
But you still cut how you got to prison, right?
Yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing about the feds. They have barber classes. See, I was in one of the USP Atlanta. I finished the course, but I couldn't get certified by the state because they didn't do perms. And so I just got the hours. You know what I'm saying? I got the hours that I can carry over. So I got certified enough for prison. But they teach you and let you come in the barber shop and let you cut as many hair as you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They teach you how to do the angles and the
a
eyebrows and
barber
everything else.
college where I was at too.
So that's why I asked them, and they were saying you had to be licensed. So I know you can get licensed in the state or the feds, but I know you had to already be licensed.
Yeah, because like I say, at this place, they actually had courses that you can take, but they didn't have the barber course.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
They had it where I was at.
And you can get licensed and everything. Come on with a certification.
That's why I
cut
never
in the
had no
dorms,
license.
and I used to go cut the COs.
This is Georgia State Prison.
No, I was in Ohio.
So you ain't never do time in Georgia?
No.
Okay, just you did time. Okay, all right.
Georgia.
Now you don't want to get some wood, huh?
Yeah. I remember at a prison, one of the prisons I was at, man, the barbershop was just like a barbershop on the street, bro. That shit was crazy to me, man. Yeah. It was just like a barbershop on the street. But Crick, what motivated you to move to Atlanta from the Midwest?
Honestly, my wife. Yeah, she was ready. She was ready to go. I was stuck in that. You know how I'm gonna tell you what it is. For I didn't want to leave my comfort zone.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Like, I know if I fall off today, I can make a call tomorrow, and I could be right back good. And I think that for me, that was what was holding me back. But my wife was to the point where she like, look, I'm leaving. So what you doing? You coming with me? Or, you know?
She basically she was saying she was coming to. Like,
she coming. Yeah, right. We got, and she said it after we got married. We got married on the 30th. The 31st, we was down here. Looking for places.
So how long y'all been here so far?
11 years.
11 years.
11 years.
Y'all still together?
Yeah.
Good. How many kids y'all got?
3.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. That's she's strong, hey man. Once she stand on it.
So it wasn't even your thought. It wasn't even your thought.
No, it wasn't even my thought process to come.
Man, you need to go home and pick your wife up and give her the biggest kiss
I
you
do
can
every all the
hug,
time.
man.
That's why I give her what she wants. Cause listen, bro.
So you have no family here.
You
got
my family here. My baby boy and my youngest daughter, they don't even have friends in Cleveland. They don't even know them people.
No.
Yeah, because
they've been here. Yeah. He was 3. He 15 now.
That's good.
You know, and even people back home look at me like, they be like, man, that was the best move you made, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even my family, the real friends that I had, because I don't even talk to the guys I used to be with.
Sometimes it's good to move places and get away from around the environment from, we grew up in, because then you can't get pulled back in to what's going on, because now you don't know nobody. So you got to make it, you know what I'm saying, especially on the legal standpoint, and do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying, to make it right for you and your family. So
that's what with him, that's why they always be like, because we call each other brothers.
Yeah.
And like everybody be like, where your brother at? Where your brother at? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, is that your real brother? So when I say it's not blood, it's about love.
Yeah.
So then I picked this family I got now.
Yeah.
Versus being in the hood. You get this your hood. This what you got.
Right.
This what you got to deal with. Half of them can't fight. Half of them gonna stab you in the back. 2 of them gonna be with you. But this is what you got. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But once you get older, you don't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You pick.
Yeah.
You pick your family.
That's the
so
blessing of choice.
I'm here to. I came here. I picked my family. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
So Mario, in your journey, how did you and Crick meet up?
Well, it was crazy, man, because I was actually at the mall. I had worked at South Lake Mall. I had started working there in 2011. I got out of prison in 2010. I was I was mobile when I got out. You know what I'm saying? So
Cutting hair.
mind you, cutting hair. Just mind you, man, when I was locked up, I was charging like $1, $2 for a haircut. You know. So I mean, and that's how I ate, man. I was taking care of my brother. You know, me and my brother got locked up. I was helping take care of my bro. You feel what I'm saying? From just cutting hair, you know. But it was crazy because when I got out, you know, I ain't have nothing but my clippers. Because I was able to purchase clippers, and you know, when I was at the halfway house, because they had me working in the barber shop at the halfway house, you know.
Okay.
So I had them build that little clientele up when I got out. I was just mobiling, man, and I went to a dude's house. He told me he had 3 boys and him. He wanted me to cut them. So now, you know, I came from $1 or $2 for a haircut. So now I'm just charging $10. You know, $10 a cut. I don't care what kind of cut you want. I got you for $10. So now I'm looking at $40. I got, the dude say he got 3 boys and him. So I'm finna go blaze them. Went over there around about 8, 9 o'clock at night. I blazed them guys, man. Got through. Dude said, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to pay you when I get paid. So I saw myself back in prison. Like, really, bro. I did, bro. I saw myself back in prison, bro. So, you know, I had went home. I went to my auntie house. I went to my auntie house, man. I was like, man, I can't do this, man. So I just started praying. I was like, Lord, I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, because I'm going back to prison. So it was funny, man, because I had went to church. Like, when we went to church that Sunday, it was a female that was at the church. She worked at the mall. And, you know, she always heard that, you know, yeah, I know you just got, I know you're a barber. She said, guess what? She said, we just got an open chair at the mall. She said, you ought to come up there and try out. So I went up there, you know what I'm saying, and cut me a head, man. They were like, boy, you in. So I started cutting ever since then. So from
Did the dude ever pay you the $40?
Nah.
He didn't have no intention of paying.
No, see, no, what it was, he
That's
probably
crazy.
He probably would have, bro, but I was at a point, I would throw it off of that. Because, you know, you just disrespect me. You know what? Keep that money. Because if I'm looking at, think about it. If I say, okay, now you're going to give my money then, now I'm looking for him to give me the money. Now, what if he don't give me the money? I'm really going to prison. You know, so I said, you know what? I'm going to let you have that. Because I'm about to blow. So when I went to the mall, man, I was up there in the mall. I stayed up there for about 5 years cutting, blazing. Then I seen the potentials. People was coming into the shop, man. They were like, they thought it was my shop. And I'm like, no, that ain't my shop. You know, this DJ shop, you know.
Where's DJ?
So, the dude in the mall, South Lake Mall, upstairs. So that really just motivated me though, bro. It motivated me, let me know, you know what, boy, you can do this yourself. So I went to DJ. I was like, hey man, you want to partner up? I said, I ain't have no license. I ain't got no license. So I can't just open up no shop unless I go get my license. So I was like, hey man, you want to partner up and, you know, get a shop? He'd be like, yeah, we can think about it. You know, a couple months went by, he wasn't studying. I was like, you know, then I seen his attitude, how he was. I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with nobody like that, partnering with, because the way he act, like, I can't do that, you know? So I told him, I said, well, I said, hey, bro, I said, check this out. You know, I'm want to go in my garage. I said, I'm setting up my garage. You know what I'm saying? I said, I think I want to do it, you know, open up me a shop. I say, so in about like 2-3 weeks, I'm finna, you know, stop working here. And I'm gonna do it in my shop. I'm in my garage. He told me, he said, you ain't got to wait 2-3 weeks. I said, you can do it now. You can leave now.
That what he said?
Yeah, the man told me I can leave now. So me, I'm like, no, bro. I said, no, I ain't saying, because I ain't got my stuff ready now. I'm just telling you what I got going on. He's like, yeah, you can leave now. So I'm like, you know what? I leave. So I went on ahead and left. You know, did what I did, bro. It took me, I was saying it was gonna take me 2 years. It took me like 1 year and 3 months. But it was funny because I had got so bored in that garage, right? And I hit DJ up. No, I ain't hit him up. I seen him, you know what I'm saying, out and about. And he was like, yeah, you know your boy don't came back. You know, one of my homeboy, Ali, he was a barber too. So he said, you know, your homeboy don't came back to the mall. I'm like, yeah? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. He said, yeah, you ought to, you know. I'm like, nah, cool. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? My boy Ali back at the mall. I might want to go up there. So I hit him up. I said, hey, you got an open chair? He was like, yeah, if you want to come. But see, I was already situated, though. You know, I don't save my money up. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can do a little bit something. Man, I get in there, link with them before I see this cat and other folks. And I'm like, okay, it's a nice vibe in here, you know. All the people that I was cutting when I was there, that did not want to come to my garage, he was cutting because they kept coming in the mall, right?
Right.
So now I see, you know, a lot of my clients going to road. I'm like, and they're like, oh yeah, that was my barber, you know. And then, you know, me and him were just vibing. So it was crazy though, bro, because I decided to have a card game. After I had worked with them about like a week or two, I said, man, hey man, you know, I want to do a spade thing at my crib, man. You know, we all come over, just play some spades. And we did that, man. And you know,
at that point, I ain't even know nobody.
Yeah,
I'm like, spades, I play.
Right.
So we go in that
Sign me
guy, and you know, for I don't know how me and him just said we gonna be partners. Me and him just end up being partners. We never talked to each other about a game of spade. We don't. All I know is how to follow suit and read these cards. That's all I know. When we go sell my better, you hitting trumps. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
See, that's all I know. So me and him playing, and we did what we know to do, and we ran the table. And ever since we like, man, I said, hey man, you know what? I want to open up a shop, man. I'm trying to open up a shop. He said, shoot, me too. You got your head? He said, I got my head. Then me and him just linked.
Man. Where y'all found the first shop?
Jonesboro.
On 138.
Oh, so y'all moved since then?
Yeah, we went on third shop.
Oh yeah?
Third,
yeah. That's good.
And so that's what birthed Perfect Blendz Barber.
And that's what birthed. And then it was so funny because man, he was thinking of a name. I was like, bro, what could we name it? I don't know how we were just talking and we were like, oh no, we come up with Perfect Blendz. I guess because we were saying I'm from the A, he from Cleveland.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It was a shop back home named that too, right? But they spelled it differently.
Yeah, because I remember we kept saying we're gonna put the Z on it.
They spelled it different, and they was dead. Them niggas wasn't getting no paper in there. They weren't eating.
Gotcha.
It's just that niggas knew where it was at. They weren't eating though.
Yeah. That's dope though, man. And y'all been running for how long now?
What's almost it'll be 10 years.
10 years,
next year,
bro. Because I remember when y'all opened it, you know, I've shot a lot of commercials for the shop.
Yeah, and you shot some of your movie stuff.
Some of my
movies.
Movie
Yeah,
I always shot movies there. They have a reality show.
Yeah, we got a
they
TV
have,
show.
Videos, music videos. I think I shot one of y'all music videos
the first one.
the second one.
Yeah, the Barber Cypher. Yeah.
So they are kings at what they do with branding y'all shop, bro.
Okay, that's good.
One question I want to ask, because what I see is a lot of, you know, Atlanta and Metro Atlanta surrounding areas have a lot of salons, barbershops, and they just like restaurants. You see them one day and then they're gone. Like, how have y'all sustained all these economic challenges, you know?
I think it's our core.
I think so too.
It's the core. Me, Casper, Mario, and Maul.
That's right.
That's our core. And I feel like, you know, they help out a lot. Yeah. Without them, that's our core. Yeah. And it's just like, and a lot of times, man, we've been looking at, since we opened, man, we've been putting everybody else ahead of us. And this is the first time when we just opened this other shop. This is the first time we said we got to stop that. You know what I'm saying? We always made it business, but we always put them ahead of us.
It always feels like a family environment, though.
Yeah,
when you walk in there,
sure.
like literally, you walk in their shop, bro. Like all their families interact with each other. Their kids are like siblings and cousins.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like that vibe, but I not only get that from you two. Like you say, your core, because it's not just them. They have a core. They just the heads, but they have a core. Shout them out again.
Yeah, Casper and Jamal.
And Maul. Casper and Jamal.
Casper and Maul.
See, but like you said too, though, that family environment, man, it comes from us. You know, we teach each other to greet one another. You know, like when we first come in, man, you gonna have to go to every barber you speaking.
That's right.
Client, I don't care who you, just speak, man. Just because when you do that give off a welcoming, that give off that warmth feel.
That's
so
right.
once you like that, now you can. There you go. Now you can chill. Now you can take your shoes off.
That's right.
Even if you want to play the video game, or if you want to, man, you will feel comfortable doing it because you just greeted everybody that's in there.
That's right.
And the main thing too, man, you know, I think what been keeping this thing really structured, because I be giving tithe, right?
Right.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. If we don't have God in the center, man, it ain't going. And I really believe that, like, everybody that's in there, you know, they believe how they believe, but I guarantee you, the center core is God.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what we going through, how we going through, we may not see this view, may not see, but no, we all believe. You know what I'm saying? And we all stand on that. And, you know, the Lord been leading me in so many ways of, man, just being a light. You know what I'm saying? Just giving off that aura to show the light, because people walk in darkness for so long until they realize they're in darkness. You get what I'm saying? But once they see that light, they want to get to that light. So they're like, oh, so they get attracted to that light. How can I get to that light? But once they see it, they can just follow it. So the Lord always used, man, just be the light. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do, no matter how, it just be a light, because somebody needs to see the light. So I think that's where really been having it, where I feel like we've been able to deal with the hard time, the COVIDs. You know what I'm saying? Us even having barbers in there that's not even paying booth rent. They, you know, man, we done been through it all, man, but we always stood. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
right.
I feel like God is that center part.
Yeah, and you can tell, man, like how he mentioned, their families greet one another just like that, the different barbers, man, and that's something that I recognize, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people recognize it. Right. So by you saying that, we recognize it, bro.
If somebody walk in there and don't speak, the whole shop gonna be looking at them like this.
Yeah. Right.
Like, who you looking for?
Right. So that's what Birth Perfect blends. Now, moving into the concept of duplicating yourself, right? I always tell people that when you are an entrepreneur, once you reach a certain, I'll say a certain point of success, you know, you can't. It's like you can't. It's only one of you. You know what I'm saying? So how do you duplicate yourself? One thing I notice about y'all shop, y'all have a way, y'all have a unique way that y'all brand each other. You know, y'all all have, like, y'all all are artists with y'all clippers, but y'all all have y'all unique artistry. Like if I like Mario take me if I was to picture Mario as a kid, I would picture him as that kid with the screwdriver taking apart stuff and trying to figure out what it is.
That's me. That's me. You hit
because
right
you will walk into their shop, right, and it's not all about haircuts. You get what I'm saying? They have a lot more to offer. You get what I'm saying? Like he's a tech guy. So therefore you're gonna be introduced to electronics when you walk into his shop. You're gonna be a new technology. You feel what I'm saying? Like literally introducing. And not only that, he's also an inventor. You know what I'm saying? Right. We can get into that if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
But
pastor.
And then also in pastor, you know. So and I think that's what that core you was talking about come from in that unit y'all have. And then we also have Crick here. Crick has a unique place in that shop too, man. And one of them, I'm gonna let you know, you are the antagonist.
He gonna get it to you wrong.
Crick is that one dude that's gonna, if somebody walk through that shop, that door, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Crick gonna make it known, man.
Yeah.
So
I be trying to get right, man. I be trying to do better, man.
All day, man. So what's next, and what's the vision, and how do y'all see yourself duplicating yourselves?
Well, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. We trying to get them kids in there, man.
That's the duplication.
We trying to get them. His daughter, she already started. She be in and out. We getting their clientele and stuff. But like AJ just came to me, say he want to start.
So you mean in terms of learning the trade and
they're gonna take over, man.
That's dope.
He's gonna take over. So I just showed him this little system thing I'm gonna buy him today.
Most definitely.
So he said, I'm tired of being broke, Dad. So you got to do something then.
Man, do y'all know that trades with the advent of AI, that's gonna take over so many jobs, right? But do y'all know the core trades are not leaving us?
Can't. They need it.
Because they can't have, computers can't really do the electricity, plumbing. Now, they can do certain tasks, but but they still need physical people to do those.
Yeah.
One of my AC units went out of my house, and before I called somebody out, I did my due diligence. Like I'm like a black box.
Yeah.
I didn't AI. I didn't
did this and
So I didn't source and found out exactly what. So when these people come, they just not telling me anything.
Yeah.
But in any case, when I was talking to the guy, bruh, and I'm just getting into, a little bit of what he do, and I like to know how much they make. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see me again, so you don't mind telling me. And I was like, And then times like this on holidays when they gotta come out, that's extra. For sure. I didn't even know they were gonna come out. So I'm like, wow. So and then I just thought about it. That's one of the trades that's gonna sustain and gonna last. And I also thought about teaching my son, although my son have his goals and ambitions, still teaching him a trade. So I definitely get what y'all saying about that, man. I think especially males, should know a form of trade, and haircuts is something that's generational, man. That's something that's gonna stay.
Is, man.
That's did COVID really affect what y'all had going on?
It slowed us up. I can't say. Well, yeah, it affected us.
Yeah, everything slowed up.
For me personally, I was cool, but as far as the business aspect of it, because people they were scared to come in. Even some of the people that was working there were scared to come back to work. You know what I mean? Right.
See, me personally, I think it was more of when COVID kicked. I think it was more of what they was giving out to the people. You had people thinking that they was entrepreneurs already. Okay, you had people that could not maintain paying bills and taking care of a car note, and they couldn't maintain that. But now that COVID hit, they gave them a lump sum of money. Now they want to try to do something what they seen us doing. Like, I don't know if me and bro made it look easy or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like a lot, especially when COVID hit, everybody want to open up their own shop. Listen, bro, we had folk leaving, saying they finna start doing some other stuff, and other folks said they finna open up them a shop, and we had a couple of people that did leave and try to do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? We had people leaving thinking they can handle it. And I told bro, I said, listen, boy, COVID don't lie to these folk, man. And I seen that because I know the concept of, how people try to, when they want to do something. But you got to look at your character. You got to look at what you do already. And I feel like if you can't maintain this, how are you gonna be blessed with this? You get what I'm saying? Man, you can't even you can't pay your phone bill.
Right.
I think we was only down for like 2 weeks.
That's it.
The whole COVID?
Yes. Yeah. That's because that's when they told her that we could not come to the shop. But when they opened them doors back up,
we popped them open.
Popped them back open.
We was getting DMs talking about we was crazy. We shouldn't open up. I hope they come shut y'all down. We like they don't
shots.
No.
That's good.
No,
that's good.
That made my wife get it for her job. I'm not getting. My son. I'm not getting that.
Yeah. I was locked up during COVID. They told us we had a choice. I said good because I ain't worried about that.
I was going to ask you because how was it in the feds?
They gave us a choice.
They gave
the officers a choice too, and guess what they were saying? We're not taking it. They told them they had to take it. They was gonna quit. They told them in the army too, you have to take it. They said, well, if we have to take it, they said we know a lot of brothers that's still in the service, and they said if they have to take it, they're gonna quit. So we're not taking it. So if y'all want to take it, go ahead. That was always telling us. I said, yeah, if this ain't not mandatory, I'm not taking it. So they knew something was wrong.
Right.
All of them didn't take it. Right. They was gonna leave. They already been short staffed for the last 8 years. They wasn't gonna take it, so that's good. So no, we didn't have to.
Once Brian Kemp opened them doors, man, I said, man, he know CDC down here, right?
Yeah. Right here in Atlanta.
He knew them. He knew it was all propaganda.
Yeah. I don't know. That first strain, they killed a lot of people off, but there was something to that. Now people get COVID, don't even know it. They go and doctor say, you got COVID, like, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
Well, how come the first people was dying? Because that's what it was designed to do. The government did that, like they did the Tuskegee and everything else. You can't trust these people. I definitely wasn't taking that medication because everybody that took it now, something wrong.
Yep.
You know, and this is kind of touching on colorable, the term colorable.
Yeah.
If you look that word up in the Black's Law Dictionary, colorable means that, well, basically I could say something to you, right? And you could take it literally, but it really means something else.
Yeah.
So the law, how it's written is colorable. It's colorable, right? And when you look at the vaccine, right, for I think it was the Maderna vaccine for the for the virus, when you look at the definition of what that vaccine is, it's nothing biological, meaning that how traditional vaccines are, you take something real and you take something you take something like a real part of the virus, you coat it with something and you inject it in the human to kind of give that person immunity to that whatever the strain is. So it's supposed to be dealing with all biological stuff that can go into your biological body. But do you know that the Maderna vaccine is actually mechanical?
Huh.
Wow.
In nature.
Yeah.
But goes back to being colorable. Somebody can read the same thing I read and get a different interpretation than I, but when you define certain words,
that's because you went a little deeper.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we could look at the Constitution, we can look at a lot of the laws, they colorable. That's why you be like, man, how you lock me up for this? How you lock me up, man? You can't lock me up because you thought you had an understanding of that. But when your ass go to that court, you're gonna really see, oh yeah, damn. You feel me? But that just came to mind when y'all said that. We still got a lot of conversation to unwrap, and we still gonna get into a lot of y'all story, but we just gonna do it in the next segment. Right. So we're gonna wind this down, this segment down until we go into the third segment, but we're gonna sponsor it. And this segment is sponsored by Perfect Blendz Barber Lounge, located at
3441 Mount Zion Road, Stockbridge, Georgia, 30281, Suite C.
Y'all looking for some master barbers, and I'm talking about when these barbers enter their shop, they have to meet a standard. And that's one thing, another thing I notice about y'all. Y'all just don't, it ain't just Perfect Blends. It's like y'all kind of vet y'all barbers. How's that process, Mario?
Well, basically, man, we like to teach. We want to, because we understand that cutting, if you want to be good at it, it got to be a passion. Now, if you just want to make money, I think you in the wrong. Now, you know you can do it to want to make money, but you got to have a passion. And bro, he's good at saying what people are thinking. You know, and I'm good at seeing it now. What people, I ain't gonna say it, but he'll say it.
Right.
But I see, you know what, that's what they think, but I'm just gonna let him do. So when he know, nah, bro, he ain't for real, and we let it be. Because he gonna speak it.
That's right.
Me, I can see it, but I'm gonna let them, go ahead and hang yourself.
That's right.
Bro said, nah, we ain't doing that.
He the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Everybody get the benefit.
Yeah, everybody, they do.
But that's how y'all work good together too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's y'all chemistry. That's y'all good. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that's how we get it.
Yeah, so Perfect Blendz Barber Lounge. And we'll be right back. And we're back. So listen, we getting into segment 3. And man, we just been unwinding with Mario Houston and Crick the Barber, co-owners of Perfect Blendz Barber Lounge, getting into their story, having a great conversation, man. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So on this third segment, man, we're gonna talk about the new era versus like the old code, meaning like the new generation versus the old generation. When I look at it, right, like for example, our grandparents, they lived in the era that's kind of like foreign to us in a sense, right? To how they applied their morals, values, and respect, and more principles, things of that nature. And I think that every generation looked at the generation that came after them kind of crazy. That's how I kind of feel. I think every generation look, because I'm looking at the younger generation like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure my parents looked at us like,
Yeah.
you know, and I just think that's just a common thing. But you know, things change. But what gets me is principles and things of that nature shouldn't change.
Exactly.
That's something that shouldn't change, right? And I remember one time, right, where, well, I don't remember. I ain't trying. I'm not saying I'm that old, but I am a self-taught historian, so I can take you back in time, right? And I always had an old soul, they say. So, but anyway, I always felt that that mentors, OGs, elders was something that was crucial in any community, right? Because what it did was it was somebody who was wise, somebody who had wisdom that was wouldn't lead you astray, right? You have when you have a doctor that's going through school, they have people that they consult, they have teachers, they have professors, you know what I'm saying? When you're an athlete, you have coaches, you have people that's not in the game, but they have the wisdom to give you knowledge and certain things of that nature as a father and son. You know, y'all fathers, and I see how y'all parent. I see the game that y'all give y'all kids, and I could just tell, you know, what you want them to gain from it, right? When you look at the new generation now, and for example, with the telling on themselves, like everybody got to put something on the phone now. That's something that like we look at like
That's new. That's stupid.
I'm not.
you see what I'm saying? But you got to think about it like, damn, if that was our era, will we? You know what I'm saying? I can't see me doing that. You get what I'm saying?
None of us could see it.
I remember back in the day, we used to go to the store. We used to peel the money out because you ain't want to pull your money out like that. You peel it. Okay, this is what I need right here. Now they pulling out the whole wad.
Yeah.
Just
There's
to
a
give
little
them a
kid
dollar.
done that doing graduation this year, and somebody seen him on the internet and went the way he was and killed him about that
Yep,
money.
I remember
He
that.
put out a lot of money. Somebody got more ones than anything, and they killed him for it.
Yep.
Right. So what's y'all take on that, man? Like, what's y'all take on we in 2026, right?
I feel like when we was coming up and our parents was looking at us the way we look at these kids now, it was more so because we was wild. You know what I'm saying? It was more fighting. They trying to stop us from shooting guns and that stuff like that. But again, it was the rap music.
Yeah.
But now it's more so it's a lot of homosexuality being pumped in this music. You know what I'm saying? And for me, you seeing it on commercials. You seeing it on they normalizing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's more of the battle that we got to go through versus everybody being gangsters and killers. You know what I'm saying? Because this rap music now that they're listening to, they drug heads and homosexuals.
I
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you hit something on the head with the drugs though.
Yeah,
Because
it's
this
like-
is a drug
We
addict
was
culture.
talking about selling drugs.
Right.
They talking about taking all the
drugs.
drugs.
Taking
You know what I'm
drugs,
saying?
right.
So it's like we battling that. We got to battle that. And then it's like we really some cool dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But our kids don't see us like that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other kids that look at us like, man, your dad is that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But your son, our kids be like, man, that's my pops. Like, man,
Yeah.
he don't know nothing. But you know what I'm saying? But as the generations though, I feel like we got a little more. We got a harder of a battle. You know, our parents had to stop us from being knuckleheads. We got to stop the knucklehead, homosexuality, and the drugs.
Yeah. And not only that, like the depression. It seems like
Yeah.
more kids are depressed these days.
They don't do nothing. They all they do is be in their rooms with the door shut.
And you know what's crazy? I was telling somebody the other day. I've been living in the neighborhood 3 years, right? I see children getting on a school bus, different ages. Two different school buses come through my neighborhood. On the weekend, I don't see no kids.
Like playing.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere in my neighborhood do I see them. But I know they're there because I see them get on the school bus.
And they're playing
But I
video
don't see
games.
them in the neighborhood on the weekend. So they're not outside. I don't know where they at. But I don't even know anybody in the neighborhood. You know, when I was growing up, everybody knew everybody in the neighborhood. People don't even come outside on the weekend. I don't know where they at. So I'm like, this crowd has been over here over 3 years. I don't know nobody in the neighborhood, especially the children, because I don't see them. But I know they're in there because they go to school.
Right.
And I see them on the school bus. So I don't know what's happening. I know they don't come out the door. I don't know what's keeping them inside, but they're not active like we were active. And you know what I mean?
Nope.
Like how you got your kids doing things but you see them come out. I don't see them. I don't know where they at.
Right. Would y'all look at y'all upbringing and say, this is the reason why I parent the way I parent, based off the way your upbringing was? Because I would say, I would look at all our kids.
I wouldn't. Not for me.
You wouldn't say that?
No, because it's crazy. Like my shit was crazy, man. But my mom, I was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, like I said, but to a certain age, I was spoiled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once I hit that teenage and shit just got bad for her, that's when it got bad for me. Mm-hmm. But I can't, as far as being a father in my son's lives, I feel like that part make me want to be better than I can ever possibly be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a parent, a father. You know what I'm saying? But
how about you, Mario?
I can say I'm balanced with both. It's both of them. Mm-hmm. Meaning from where I came from and how I was raised, that what caused me to deal with my kids the way I do. Because I do not want my kids to go through what I went through.
Yeah, see, I'm like,
you get what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't want you, man. You ain't got to go through that. You ain't got to know what this. And I'm not going to be smoking no crack. That's one thing I'm not finna be doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so I try to do everything, and I'm gonna work for whatever I need, and I want to teach y'all how to do it, because I don't want y'all to have to ask nobody for nothing. If you ever need, I got you. I don't want you to tell me what my grandmama told me.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that comes from that.
Yeah, you feel me? That come from that. Then it's also on the side of, like we say, now I'm finna be the benefit of the doubter. These kids, they the way they is, man, because the way, it's a project that these folk doing. It's higher power, bro, that's controlling this stuff that we can't even deal with.
Like you taking certain stuff out of school.
Taking the stuff out of school. So when
certain lessons, they don't teach them no more.
Man, I remember when they started saying that they were finna legalize guns. Me and my wife had a conversation about it. I said, babe, they can't do that. I say, do you know how a person feel when they got a gun in their hand? Especially a young person, man. I'm old enough to know how to do. I was about 12 years old. My auntie's boyfriend, he was in the streets. We called him Gangsta Pat. From a Canada. He was rough, and he was a robber. He had messed around and gave me his 9mm. He said, "Hey Mario, take this upstairs in your auntie room. Just put the pistol up, because I'm finna go handle some business. Just go put the pistol up." Mm-hmm. I went to put the pistol up, but I'm up there in the room. But in my auntie room, my mama, she up there smoking some crack, but she cleaning. But she getting high. I always see this. I'm used to seeing this. Mm-hmm. But I got the pistol in my hand. I don't know nothing about no gun, bro. Mm-hmm. At this time, this what taught me about a gun. I don't play with it. I had the gun, and I was like, "Oh, man, you just make me, man, I just hate that you be sitting around. You don't care nothing about them." I said, "Boo!" She said, "Oh, you shot me in the head." Oh, and she falling down. And I'm like, oh, and I was crying. I'm thinking, I don't shot my mama. I don't kill my mama, bro. But she hollered. I'm like, well, Mom, you keep saying I don't shot you and I don't shot you. I don't see no blood in you. Come on, when I looked, and I seen the bullet was up there in the ceiling, man. I guess because of the
kickback.
The kickback, man. And I was young. I didn't know nothing about it, and I didn't know nothing about no bullet being in no daggone head. None of it. I took the I ain't take nothing out the clip. I ain't take the clip. I just had it in there because I'm just thinking he ain't finna give me no gun. I mean, I'm young. I don't know.
Hair
you feel what I'm saying? Man, that thing was like, wow.
The hair trick.
So that taught me then. So I was telling my wife, babe, I was a kid in the adrenaline of just having the gun, not even knowing what it do or what I can do with it. It gave me a certain sense of power. That's right. These kids finna be able to have this. These kids finna be able to not know nothing about prayer, not know how to write in cursive, not know nothing about the history, but they gonna be able to tote a gun and get privileges or carry something that I couldn't even. Come on, bro, I'm grown. I don't even want to carry no pistol because I know how serious them things is. You say something wrong to me, bro. Bro. I'm gonna, man, what? Man, I'm gonna get in my feelings quick. You get what I'm saying? So just seeing that made me feel like, wow. So they don't know no better, bro. You know what I'm saying? They getting what they been given, like we was given. What we was given, our parents was given, what they was given, and they dealt with it the best way they can. So that's why I don't be so hard on them. I just try to think away, like, man, what could we do though? Like what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Black Box, and what you doing with helping the people that's, you know, in the prisons, you know what I'm saying? Because you did that studying, you did your research, you went through it to the point where you like, hey, man, I want to help some people. So I think that once we get to that point of, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice, even me having a pistol. You get what I'm saying? To the point, get them guns off the streets. Or I want to sacrifice to the point of, man, I know that I grew up this way and I did, you know, man, you know what? We got to be able to try to reach back to these kids because these kids so lost in a way that they can't help it, though.
These kids need to learn how to go camping.
A lot of them don't listen, though. Let me tell you why. Because we always telling them not to do this, not to do that, but we don't never have a solution for it. We always give them a reason not to, you know, saying not to do it, but we don't give them a reason not to do it.
I'm with you.
That's the thing we need to do. We need, instead of telling them not to do it, we need to give them an alternative to not doing it.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that, so they ain't trying to hear it, because you ain't try, you if you saying it's a problem, then give me a solution. And then if you give me a solution and I feel like I can do it, then I do that.
Right.
But because we do say you have an alternative. You want to do this. They say, no, I don't want to do this. I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to do what I have to do. Like you said, it was survival tactics. And that's what you had to do.
So I'm going to show you something, too, man. I was in a barbershop a couple of days ago, and I seen, you know, some young guys in there, and I just felt this vibe from them. I was talking to one of the older guys, and I was like, man, these young guys really don't, when they see us, they already like, these OG, man, these cats don't feel me, because we always trying to, like you said, trying to tell them something, but we ain't got no solution.
Right.
You feel them, young blood, you don't need to be doing this, but we ain't got no solution. So it's like, they don't want to hear that because we always talking at them.
Yeah.
So we got to start, to them, like, you know, we got to start having it to the point where we can.
Little dude ain't know how to clean his shoes the other day.
See what I'm saying? But I love the way you did that, bro. You said, come here, young blood, let me show you something you got. Man, we went all out our measures, man, just to make sure young blood got his Jordans clean.
Yeah.
Brand new. You know what I'm saying?
But man, I'm going to show you what to do, but I ain't doing it for I end up having to get the nigga shoe and showing him how to. I say, wipe the shoe. He doing this. I say, man, you got to wipe the shoe, man. Wipe it.
That's right.
He like, good looking, OG.
Man, it's needed, and I know, Mario, with you and also with your ministry, you put on the forum at the barbershop. What was the name title where you had the speakers and then everybody? Men's Talk. That's so necessary, and that's something that's also missing, man. It's something that goes on in the barbershop, but I love how you kind of just open it up even more to invite people. I brought my son. My son took advantage. Next time he had one, I'll make sure you a part of it, Black Box.
That's good.
But kind of telling people what was the motivation behind that.
I like that.
Well, basically, man, I remember when we started with the concept of deeper issues. It was like, man, the Lord was just dealing with me with the young guys, man. It was like, you know, they'll come into the shop and we were like, what's up, young blood? You good? You're like, oh, man, I'm good. But then they got this. It's like they spazzing out about this, spazzing out. But they'll say is this.
Right.
Oh, no, I don't like the way such and such just looked at me or whatever. But nah, bro, it ain't that. You got some deeper issues, man.
Yeah.
It's something deeper than what you trying to. So that led me to be to the point of, you know what? Maybe we need to really just try to get to see eye to eye with the youth. You know what I'm saying?
They so scared to talk. They're not vocal.
They're not vocal.
Talk to them young guys, and they talking up. It's like, speak up, man. Talk. You know what I'm saying? I hate that, and that's a lot of them like that.
But like you say, they come from that home where they didn't have that structure. No one to really teach them like that. And if you did have somebody in there that was a man or whatever, it was probably tearing them down. Like, boy, you do. So now they they curl up. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
what
it's
they
like,
look like.
Yeah, they look like somebody been abusing them verbally.
Like
you
a
feel
dog.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all hit that on the head. Y'all know I've been coaching for going on. I can't even remember now. Going on.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
now.
it's been a minute. Been some years. I've been coaching since my son was 5 and he 11, about to be 12 this year. And you know, a lot of those kids come from single parent households, right? And you could tell the ones who have come from the single parents, and not all of them now. Some mothers, you know, they may have other males that's in their life. So I'm not saying all of them, but you could tell the ones who really need that from us. Like you said, they speak low, they confidence low, and I'm one of them coaches, man. Sometimes if I see a kid that can't perform physically on the field, sometimes I can see what's holding him back. Might be something in his head, might be something with his confidence. And I'm one of them coaches that try to like just boost that up, man. Even if it's after practice while he walking to his car, hey man, you know, man, you need to talk to me, man. Just, you know. And one thing about it, man, when I started coaching, it was nothing I really wanted to do, as far as it was just like my son was out there, the coach was short his staff, and it was like I just filled the gap. But man, it's something that allowed me to still mentor these kids, man. And something I just take pride in doing, other than coaching, you know, and making sure my son on his A game. So I definitely see what y'all doing, man. And it's just necessary, man. That I always gravitated towards older guys. Even when I was young, me and my granddaddy I used to be in California. I come back ready to go hang with my granddaddy, not my cousins, my granddaddy. And man, me and him would roll. Even when I was in prison, bro, I gravitated towards the old school guys because I just knew they had that wisdom.
I did that.
And we had something to give me. One of my closest partners was a dude from the Midwest, Gigi Castillo Bay. He was from actually from Indianapolis, but he had moved to Chicago. So he was, you know, from Chicago basically. And man, so much wisdom, bro. So keep doing what you're doing, bro, and keep them forms popping too, man. Kind of getting back into this conversation, Black Box, we talked a lot, a few times about like self-incrimination, right, in previous episodes, and then from that one episode, we done seen so many different
over and over.
And it's like, we could talk about this today, it can go viral, right? And then people still doing this.
Yeah, doing it.
Putting this evidence on camera. What do you think the disconnect is with the youth in us? Like for example, I don't like to use this word, but the OGs in the youth.
The disconnect between us and the youth. We have principles, you know, that stem from a closer connection to, like I said, the OGs. They don't. They disconnect themselves from the OGs. I don't know if they think we lames or whatever, but the thing about it, like I said, we always try to come at them with, you know, you doing this wrong, you doing that wrong, instead of showing them what they could be doing is right. You know what I'm saying? We're not leading by example. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying, hey, look what I done, and look, you know what I'm saying? People say, man, you've been in jail all that time, man. You only been on 3 years. This is what you done. I'm like, yeah. Like, well, that's good. You can do it too. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go to jail. I did it, and now I'm bringing the knowledge of what I done went through to you.
Right.
And
So
I'm gonna show you how to do stuff so you don't get tripped up like I did. You know what I'm saying? So I think the disconnect is that they look at us as lames and they believe that we don't have nothing to offer because we ain't really getting them no jewels. We keep telling them like, don't do this and do that, but then we don't tell them what they can do. You know what I'm saying? How to invest and how to do things, because we done learned that in prison. How to invest, how to do credit and everything else. So we should say, man, you got a little money, man, step away from what you're doing and do this. Just try it. Right. Okay, OG, I'm gonna try it. And they might come back and say, man, you know what, that worked. I appreciate that. So we're not doing it. Yeah. We're not doing it when we should be doing it.
And then they'll feel more confident coming and talk to you about some more adventures and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think the respect has been lost. Like you said, it's been a disconnect between, you know, generations, and then respect has lost, right? I remember, and I think I've mentioned this before, when I went to prison, prior to going to prison, my respect for any older person, that's just how, you know, that's how I was raised.
Me too.
I don't care if you're a smoker or not a smoker.
Right.
We just don't disrespect no older person. That's just how we roll, right?
That's where we came from.
And I remember going to prison, man, and being around people, bro, that I just couldn't get it. Eventually, I just couldn't get that respect to, man. I was just like, man, because I saw some of these dudes had mentalities like kids, and they were older. But then that was that Arrested Development thing too. When I got to the feds, meeting guys that had them been in when they was real young, and then I meet them when they older, and they still really got a kid mentality.
Okay, so that's what that means. Arrested
Development. I mean that's.
I never knew it. I never. No, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, there's different.
I was today years old when I learned what that meant.
Yeah, that can apply to different little scenario, but that's the overall. You get what I'm saying? It's like your mind has been trapped in a certain, and it's like, damn, bro, like this supposed to be you supposed to be an OG, you supposed to be, and you the one, you know what I'm saying, the loudest one in here, or the one fighting, or the one, you know what I'm saying, and I kind of lost respect for a lot of the old school. You know me, I ain't gonna disrespect them either, but I just kind of lost respect, like, because I'm like, damn, bro. But I think that's a main problem too, And then you got some older cats nowadays that'll hate on the younger cats because they wouldn't. Whoever would, you know what I'm saying? They ain't never reached who they supposed to be.
And you got some old cats that's running with the young cats that's listening to the young niggas.
Oh, they the worst.
They telling them what to do.
They the worst.
For instance,
that
situation we have with Pooh Shisty, his daddy was there.
That's crazy.
How can you be there and knowing that everything was wrong about that whole situation? You couldn't have talked them out of that? And then you letting them film it with you there? Come on, man.
That's
so
crazy.
that was crazy.
I don't want to speak. I just don't know what I don't know what was going through his head.
My son couldn't
as
have
a father,
like that.
I don't even care if I'm in the
when
streets.
he told me about it, I said, check it out. That ain't the way to do it.
Yep. We not about to do that.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't make no sense. I couldn't.
And I don't care how old you is. That's when you got to put that father foot down.
Yeah.
Look, nigga.
So,
we ain't doing that.
Because you making some money, I'm supposed to let you
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
So the age difference. So now you got to think about it. We got kids raising kids now, remember? See, when we was growing up, we had, our parents, really, these folk was really raising us or doing whatever they can do from what they know.
From the best they had.
Yeah.
They wasn't trying to be your friend.
That's what I'm saying. But see,
can't be your friend.
Yeah. So now you got to think about it. How long have social media, what we've been talking about is telling on yourself, right?
Yeah.
So they've been posting stuff for years now. So at least over 20-some years. That's the thing. The thing is, somebody want to go viral, man. Do you know what it is to go viral?
Yeah.
That's the thing now.
But not with everything.
But not you know
that.
Yeah. That's what we saying. But when it get to that point of them living their life and seeing that they can capture these moments, so now you got
now they got to put everything.
I was looking at some video where they had the mother. She had brought the daughter up there to fight some other little girl. While the little girl beating on her daughter was beating on the girl, but the other girl got the best of her daughter. Then she started whipping on that other little girl. And these are kids. But now, that's what they came from. So you got kids raising kids. So now just think about it. We got Shisty, his pops.
Yo, that's crazy.
His pop probably, like bro said, his pop, man, listening to him. Bro making move. Bro is the OG.
Yeah, he the money.
Like
he the money.
The OG.
Tell you something, man. My son can sign
I didn't look at it that way.
$10 million contract. If you about to do something stupid, I'm on you, boy.
Yeah.
Don't forget who your daddy is, boy. We ain't doing that. And just like you said, I'm about to tell him why.
Yeah.
We ain't doing it. I'm about to give him that now. Here come the alternative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus no, why? Well, why? Just because we ain't. You ain't talking about nothing. I'm going in here.
Yeah.
Has there been any point in like y'all, y'all have a past and y'all living in y'all future now? Has there been a point where y'all felt like y'all about to be pulled back in any way? Like
since
just
I've
dealing
been here,
with people?
Since I've been here, nah. But that's why I'm glad I'm here.
Right, right.
Because if I was at home, all them niggas in the streets. Still.
Yeah.
Do you think your success,
that's crazy.
Crick, do you think your success, how does your success here and the same success you have here put you in Cleveland? How does that look?
Well,
do you see it being more challenging?
Here?
There.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
back
for
home.
sure.
I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure.
Have y'all
It's crabs in
lost?
the bucket.
Have y'all lost or friends based off just y'all applying? Because
My
y'all been
whole
business
block.
owners.
My whole the niggas I grew up with, I don't talk to probably 90% of them dudes.
So that thing with separation is true once you get to a certain. I guess
But
we all go through that, bro.
know what I used to tell them dudes though? Like we'll be on the block drinking, smoking. I tell them, I said, I know y'all don't like me, but y'all can't do nothing about it. Y'all got to deal with it. I'm getting the bread. I got the broads coming up here. I got all the niggas. Niggas love me. Y'all popular because of me. Y'all got to deal with it. It was only like maybe 3-4 niggas on my whole slab that was really like that. The rest of y'all was just riding along. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they couldn't fight, none of that, but y'all wasn't nobody.
Right.
And then when I left, like I tell them now, like I seen the females that came to the shop yesterday. They're like, damn, you hear? She's like, you don't talk to nobody? And I'm like, nah, like I've been gone 10 years. They don't even know me. You don't even know me, bro. I've been gone 10 years. Y'all don't even, y'all know the guy that left.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not him no more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
But I'm not mad. I'm not bitter at nobody. I see him, I show him, so I speak, all that.
Right,
but
right.
as far as them being like, these my niggas, no, we not that, bro. We not there. We not there.
Yeah, it be like that, man. Especially when you get older, wiser, bro. You really look at things for what it is, man. And like that's one thing I realized too about once we get older, we can, we create our families. Not saying we don't got our families that we can't, but we really create our families, man. And that's the gift of really being, being able to stand on your own and being a creator. Yeah. You create your environment and you ain't letting nothing hold you back, man. And what I know that people will envy that though.
Yeah, they do.
And I think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
See, with me, I was, like I said, I wasn't like bro, you know what I'm saying, like in the street where, you know what I'm saying, I was ringing, you know what I'm saying, I was just trying to get by. But me seeing from that concept of me trying to get by, and it made me think, why am I one of the ones that's trying to get by? Like, why is my family always trying to get by? Like, my family didn't have nothing. Like, why these folk on welfare? These folk don't want to work. These folk want to lay around. They look late. Like, listen, bro, that's how my family was, bro. I was one of the ones that got up out of Mechanicsville. What we staying at? 502 McDaniel Street, apartment 1843. I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. I got up out of there, man. I moved and started situating myself, man. I started working. Then when I did come through the hood, I'm riding by. Right. They seen it. They, what man, Mario don't want this. And now I'm building, I'm doing what I'm doing. And I try to tell them, y'all, I don't like being around y'all.
That's right.
The reason why, because y'all want handouts. Y'all want folk to give y'all something. Y'all don't want to get up. Y'all don't want to make no sacrifices. And I feel like that's why I say I don't get into the Democrat and I don't get into all that old stuff. But
right.
Hey man, if I was to do something, I think I would be a Republican, man, because I'm not into that Democratic party that telling folk they can just lay around and receive this. No, get your butt up and get out and do something. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's crazy, man. I think that's what really just motivated me, man, to the point where I didn't even care if my family received it or not. Because I seen where they was going. They didn't want to make no money. Even I extended my hand. Listen, come on, y'all can. That's why we building what we building for the family.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? That's but if they want to catch it, they can catch it. They can get it.
That's
if they don't, they ain't got to. They can stay over there, and we can keep doing what we doing.
Man, that's almost like my motto, man. Like I speak to the youth all day. Once you get to a certain age, man, I ain't walking you, bro. Yeah. I'm not walking you, man. You either with it or you ain't with it, man. That's just how it is. We winding down a little bit, man. I appreciate y'all for taking y'all time, man, to share y'all stories
anytime,
and things of that nature. I'm pretty sure it's gonna touch some people They getting to know a lot about Perfect Blends. Right. What's next for the shop? Y'all got anything coming up?
Yeah, we supposed to be doing our we haven't did one in a while, customer appreciation, because every time we was having them, it wasn't enough customers appreciating it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this new place we at now is, it's a lot of kids and single parents. So I think once we do this, I think it's gonna be a nice turnout. Barbecue, kickball.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to do a softball game. I want to do softball.
Yeah, I know y'all do a lot of sporting events.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun, man. I know it's gonna be fun.
Right, because y'all not just a barbershop. Y'all active. So what y'all saying is like, y'all talking about things y'all getting active doing.
Man, it's gonna be fun, man.
With the cookouts and stuff, you throwing any parties back home? I know you been doing that.
No, it's over with, man. I'm over with.
You said it's over with?
Yeah, man, it's over with. No more parties. I'm partied out, man.
Most definitely, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we winding down. Black Box, what you working on, bro?
I'm staying busy. I'm getting calls. I'm doing anything. I'm doing clemencies, a lot of clemencies. Everybody had the misconception. I don't know where they get it from. I didn't see it anywhere that they was going to sign 250 clemencies, Trump, for the 250-year anniversary for the 4th of July.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know, but I called it 4th of July because we wasn't free. Right. We were still slaves during that time, so we shouldn't be actually celebrating the same way they celebrating it. True. If we took the day and used it for something else besides being free, then I accept it. But
I call holidays family days. I just call it family day.
Yeah, but independence and being free and 4th of July. I mean,
yeah,
I got a lot of bad. I learned everything in prison.
Yeah.
So I learned about all the holidays and everything and what they stood for, not just Christmas and the story about Nimrod and everything else. So now I look at everything different because I went and learned so much. So like it's the Matrix. If you look at the movie, you think just when I say the Matrix, I'm talking about a movie, but it's a mindset. Right. It's something that you've been programmed and educated, but all the time you've been misprogrammed and miseducated. So I see now everything that I didn't see. So now when everybody looking at the holidays for what they knew, but it's just been passed down, it's like generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? You just passing down religion, you're passing down holidays because it was passed down to you. You can't pass me nothing no more.
Right.
So I don't see things the same way everybody else see it. I'm out the Matrix now and I can't go back in. So I will go there and I don't make it bad for people. I still will go there just to, make my appearance, but I don't see it the same way.
Yeah, I'm like that too,
Me
man.
too.
Like my mom, right? That's like her thing, bro. Like holidays, bro. And I just, I'm doing it because my mama.
Happy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go spend time with my mom and things of that nature. So I definitely look at it from that perspective. And like I said, I call it family day.
Okay.
Damn, it was something. It was just on my tip of on my mind that I wanted to touch on. But The Matrix. When you brought that movie up, The Matrix, that's something that we definitely need to go back and look at, man. That's especially that first one.
Yeah.
Man, it was so broad. It was so much symbolism dropped in that. Even when Neo went to the lady, the black lady,
the
orca, and did you see what was over her door?
Know
thyself. Know thyself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know thyself was written in all the ancient Egyptian, it's back. I don't want to get too deep. The Egyptian mystery systems, and this is where Jesus went in his 18 missing years. This is where he went, and know thyself. But that's so important, bro. Knowing yourself.
Yeah, it is.
All religions talk about it in their own way. All cultures talk about it in their own way. Just knowing yourself, and I really think each of us can really say we kind of living in that knowing who we are. Right. Now, that's how we can look back at our past, talk about it. You get what I'm saying? We grew from it. And the things that we doing now is just evidence of it. Before we kind of close out, your ministry, Mario, give us a quick testimony.
Man, it's funny that you just went there with it because when you were just speaking about identity, man, I think that's what keeps us all unique because if you notice, God never made everybody the same. All of us are uniquely made. Ain't nobody made the same. So guess what? What you go through and what build your character and what builds you is what you go through. We can't use that story. That story is not for us. And guess what? Your son ain't gonna go through what you went through to build who he is. You get what I'm saying? Meaning, that's what taught me about when I got into getting into the word, man, and understanding my identity. Because I know how a lot of people, they speak of different religion and stuff like that. I don't feel myself as being a religious person. You know, my view is I feel like I have a relationship with God. I feel like Christianity is a relationship. You know, in Christianity, I say in Christianity in the sense of knowing God, knowing Christ, that centered one. Because me understanding, like I say, my identity again, God created everybody with a void. Think about this. He built mankind. He created the earth. He created everything, right? But when he got to mankind, he got down and got on his hands. He used his hands. He formed us from the dirt. Everything else, he said, let there be light. Let there be fish in the sea. Let there be this. So that showed me that God dealt with us differently. And that's my identity. So that's what drew me to it, because I'm like, oh, it's a void in all of us. And that void will never be filled if God is not in there, is not the center. You get what I'm saying? So like you say, when you're saying the identity, if we know who we are, we'll know how to approach stuff. So that's why I'm one of the ones, like I say, I feel like Christianity is a relationship, you know, a way. God reached down at us. When people say, I got a religion, yeah, because they trying to find God. They reaching up at God. So they doing stuff to try to, whatever suits them to feel like they doing right, by God, that's what they're doing. But when you look at the way God deal with us, man, he created us so uniquely where he reaching down at us. He have a relationship with us. Once we tap into that relationship, we can have a sense of aura. We can be able to have some identity. We can be able to know what we got going on. But I got that from, like you said, bro, you learned a lot when you was incarcerated, bro. And that's what it was with me. I learned a lot when I got incarcerated because I wanted to be free. And I remember I had got on the phone when the folk gave me 10 years, and I was calling my ex-wife, her mother, because her mom was spiritual, you know. And I called, and I'm like, I said, they gave me 10 years. She was like, oh. I said, I don't want to be in here. She said, you want to be free? I said, yeah. She said, you want to be set free? She said, because you can be set free. I said, how can I be set free? She said, receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, bro. Listen, bro, I'm going to tell you something. She got me. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you, bro.
She got me, bro. So it had me. I was like, wow, man. So, but for real, that caused me to really try it and see. And when I tried it 4 years later, I realized that in my incarceration, I was not incarcerated mentally. Physically, I was.
Right.
But mentally and spiritually, I was so free, bro. I was so free because I was, like you said, I was eating. I was feeding myself. I was feeding it. Yeah, I was getting it. I was getting it. And it set me apart. And ever since then, like you say, man, when I got there, I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? You can't get me back in that box.
Yeah, but excuse me, in them situations, to be free, you do have to free your mind.
Yes.
Because you can't control where you at or what what they do to you, but you can control what's going on, you know what I'm saying, eternally. So once you free your mind, then you see things different.
Yes.
And then you know how to cope with everything because now you got the knowledge to cope with it. So everything take knowledge to deal with. Yes, you got to have knowledge to deal with anything first. And then from that point, then you can start doing what you need to do to meet whatever requirement, whatever goal that you're trying to, meet. It's through knowledge.
I think that goes back to what I started off with. Life is not determined by what happens to us, but by how we respond to what happens. Yeah. Because it's like if you get hit in the stomach, you can either drop to your knees and fold, or you can goddamn take that little bit of goddamn pain, whatever that shit feel like. Y'all don't know how that shit feel when you get hit in the stomach, that wind get taken out of you. You can endure that, And you know that shit gonna go away, right? After however long it's gonna go away.
Yeah.
So it's not determined by what happens to us, by how we respond. And I want to say, man, I think all you brothers responded well to the adversities that we faced early in life.
Yeah.
To be where we at now, man. And I just want to appreciate y'all boys
Appreciate
coming
it.
down.
Right.
Same to you too,
All
bro.
day, man. And sharing this time.
I done
Me too.
I done
me
seen
too.
a lot of the stuff
There
you
you go.
done done.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
All right,
it,
good
man.
brother. You too. I
Thank you,
appreciate
man,
y'all
brother.
coming through. Yeah.
Yes, sir, man.
All right.
All day, man. And with that being said, man, stand on the podcast, bro, and we stood on it, man. And please subscribe, like, and hit the notification. If you need some consultation, legal advice, make sure you hit accusedjustice.com and get at Black Box ASAP, man. All his contact information there. Show him the book real quick, Black
Right
Box.
here. Don't forget Implied Matters. You know, my life story based on and survival guide. Just to help you navigate the federal system. Basically, it give you all the knowledge you need to do the things that need to be done, so you'll have some level of success. And I appreciate it. And like I say, tune in and stand on the podcast and check me out. You know, I'm here for you.
That's
Appreciate
right. That's right. And tell them where they can find y'all, fellas.
Well, on Instagram, we are, what is it, PB? Perfect Blends.
It's
Yep,
Perfect
perfect
Blends.
_Blends on Instagram. Inc. And we also have YouTube, which is Perfect _Blends on YouTube as well, man. We all over the, platforms, everything. All you got to do is just look for Perfect Blends, but Blends with the Z. That's all you got to do, and you'll find us.
That's right. And when he say go to YouTube, please check them out. They got videos. They got reality TV.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they really got
Got
good content, man.
Got content.
And then you also can hit the shop and get a 5-cut. You feel me?
Yeah, you know.
You feel me?
Yeah, you know.
All right, we out, man. We out.